This is basically like a shared meeting type situation, right?
Right.
Software normally used like well, what's the other the
Like Hangouts, kind of.
well, no, there's one that's used in business all the time.
BT Meet Me is one that we've used in the past,
Or go
or
to go to meeting,
WebEx.
GoToMeeting. Yeah, WebEx is another one.
WebEx. Yeah.
Yeah, so Zoom. This is something that Matt and I used um, as part of our work at
That place.
yeah, the job that I work at, that place that I work at. So it's pretty smart. So I just figured, and they give you. I knew how to use it, so I figured it might be a nice thing. It's not that expensive, so for the initial kind of thing.
Okay, so Les,
Uh-huh.
you're screen sharing.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Why?
Well, it's confusing me because I've got the same screen on my other on my other monitor, and
Well, so I have to screen share it differently. So I have one browser open in Roll20 which shows it as a player, so that I'm not sharing the entire
right.
DM's view, and then I have a DM's view too. So I have two Roll20 windows open.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Hey.
Can you hear me?
Hey, Matt. Yep, can hear you. You sound a little quiet though.
It says it failed to activate the camera.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not seeing a video for you. Just a dark screen.
But we hear you.
We definitely
Yeah,
hear you.
you don't need to see me anyway.
You're in your underwear again.
Yeah, really.
All right, that's all right.
They need an app to translate what you should be on your camera to somebody else's rando camera. You find,
One of those like open cameras somewhere.
open cameras, right? Remember Jenny Cam?
Yep.
In like the late '90s.
Yep, I do. So who do we have?
There's Mike.
Hold on, I see me, Don, Matt, Doug, Chuck, and Mike. Hey, Mike.
Hello.
Jen and Gordon, I guess.
Yeah, they said they would be here, so let me send them a quick note.
Dan's sick, right?
Dan's sick. Yeah, he caught some sort of bug up in Wisconsin.
Wow, my dad just went up to Minnesota for a week-long trip, which is next door. And yeah, on his way up there, he caught some kind of bug. So they're probably hanging out.
This is
And
where patient
vomiting.
zero of the zombie apocalypse apparently is hanging out in Death Door County.
Which is a shame because I like Door County. I've never been there. Have any of you guys ever been to Door County?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I have.
Okay. Is it nice?
It's very
Yeah,
nice.
beautiful. My aunt lives on Washington Island, which is gorgeous.
Really? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Because I have to say, it's now that I'm in I've entered my 6th decade on this planet. The
What's that, Sonny?
prospect of retirement and all those kind of things comes back to me once in a while. So I was idly looking at houses for sale in Door County.
Just make sure it has a good
couple of
Wi-Fi,
weekends ago.
Les.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to get ourselves a big pipe, absolutely. But because obviously Sunday night game does not change wherever I am.
You want to be able to jack into the matrix from wherever you are.
Totally. So I see Jennifer and Gordon on roll 20. But I don't see them.
I'm here.
They just popped on.
Yeah, their video is right there.
Oh, there they are. Okay, cool. All right, awesome. Welcome, Gordon. I think that's all we're going to get today. I talked to Joe Markosik. He's not going to make it. Dan's not going to make it. I had no one reach out to me about watching or spectating tonight. So I think this is the show, man.
You should put a help wanted up of a wanted, rogue or cleric or whatever we need. Help wanted signs.
Well, there's been some loose discussion about the fact that there's like 3 clerics in this party. So, Mike, you're a oracle or regular cleric?
Oracle.
Oracle. Nolan is a cleric, I believe.
Yep.
And Snapper's a cleric. So,
Yes, I am.
the spiritual side of life represented well in this particular.
So we cannot kill things very quickly, but you know what? We can go for like 40 rounds in combat because we're going to have healing to like.
We've got enough healing.
And
Exactly.
Don and I are
Everybody's
both
bursting at the
mages,
same
right?
time.
Don, you're just a straight wizard too, aren't you?
Yes.
So it's sort
No, not a wizard, straight wizard, a wizard extraordinaire.
Oh, okay. Well, you and I take turns from burning stuff to the ground. So
did Chuck
I
drop
have,
off?
I
think
have
you're up.
conjured elementals to do that for me.
Yeah, I don't conjure.
Okay. I didn't see it. So it only shows like 6 dudes.
Yeah.
All right. So
Am I healed yet, Les, or am I still laying with a crushed sternum?
well, you brought back. So basically, the elephants have been either wrangled or captured. The lions killed, mostly by Sven, frankly. Actually, no. No, it was Lama that was doing most of the lion killing.
Lama did most of that.
Yeah, Lama did that. So, so basically, the ruckus of the wedding has sort of calmed down. Obviously there's, whenever there's a ruckus of the wedding, there's a lot of chit-chitting. There are quite a few injured people. Those elephants they crashed through a bunch of people, and the lions bit some people, including a couple of casualties. There was a couple of fairly gross, munchitations that went on during that thing. But it is calmed now. The lions are dead. The elephants wrangled.
Oh no, it was a hell of a wedding.
That was a hell of a wedding. Yeah. What's
And
the
one of
thing?
the lions you probably can't identify anymore.
Oh, was that the pancake
Yeah, the
lion?
one that fell from 10
Oh, yeah.
stories up.
The one that that Leonard
Took
had.
a helicopter ride.
Yeah. Eventually, it's like, this is a hell of a wedding. They're dropping lions out of the sky.
Yeah.
Imagine if
I was thinking of the last scenes of Dogma there, where the angel is dropping everybody outside the church in New Jersey onto the pavement.
Can you imagine if you were just a little late to the reception? You show up, there's dead people, people are injured, crying out, elephants running around everywhere, and then, to cap all the thing off, a lion falls out of the sky right next to your wagon.
Standard wedding.
Or basically, Southern Illinois wedding.
Little reception.
It's a typical after bars party.
So things have quieted down. Obviously, there's healing that's been spread around. You guys have sort of gotten Rindle back on his feet. He was pretty crushed. Several broken bones, but
I helped him out because he's my wingman. We're going to say, you guys got this because we've got business.
Yeah. So
Yes,
you guys,
sir.
there's, frankly, between Rindle and Beltran, there was a little coterie of wedding guests that were like, clustered around you. Beltran, the savior, and brave Rindle, who stepped in front of a charging elephant to save the. You're getting a fair amount of play. And a little bit, and frankly, a little bit of competition amongst the women that were sort of amongst those that you guys saved, sort of jockeying for your attention, which frankly is quite flattering, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
You can't help but be intrigued and charmed by these women, but there is still business at hand. They did capture the man called Hakim Half-Ear.
The man called Horse.
The man called Horse, Hakim Horse, who was with the guys who released both the elephants and the lions into the thing. And so you guys
Right, because he told us what was going on.
you guys had an opportunity. Yeah, you guys had an opportunity to put him to the question. Now, he obviously is not a bright man. So, Master Bashir, the father of the bride, will tell you that this is a guy he knows. This is a guy who he has hired on multiple occasions as a laborer. Everybody understands that he's not very bright, but he works hard, and Master Bashir had no reason to think that. There would be a reasonable assumption that he would have been hired to be an animal handler or a laborer or a porter for the reception. He's worked here before, so seeing him in the crowd, if anybody even saw him or realistically recognized him, would have been, he could have easily passed. It was explainable, but the fact that he let these things go, Master Bashir is livid. He takes it personally. His daughter was put in harm's way by these people, and he wants answers. And so he's a 70-year-old guy, not as tough as he used to be, but he's got a couple of his guys with him who are big, Qadiran sort of bodyguard types, and they're they're looking to get a piece of this Hakeem. But you guys are like, no, wait a second. Let us ask the question. You asked him a couple of questions, and it turns out after a bit of pressure was put on him that he admitted that he is a member of a cult of weird dervishes called the. All right, do you guys see? What do you guys see now?
The square?
The wedding.
The wedding. Okay, good. All right. So, he talks about that he is, a member of this this group of cultists or dervishes called the Fraternity of the Unforgiving Flame. Now, when Bashir hears this, he's like, "Yes, I've heard of these. They're beggars. They do nothing. They talk a good game, but they're essentially beggars and petty thieves." And he goes, "Hakeem, I would never believe that you would be a part of such a rabble, that kind of thing." And the big guys are sort of like, "Rrr." But when you guys get this out of Hakir that he's part of this thing, he sort of, like I said, he's not very bright, a little bit of mental linguistics and linguistic gymnastics, and suddenly he's spilling. He's like, "Look, we were told to do this. Our band of dervishes was, these are the guys that you killed, the guys that let loose the lions and were fighting, were members of this same group. And as you look over the bodies, you can see that, yes, they do seem to be lower class, kind of pox-ridden, not, a little dirty around the edges, guys that seem to have been dressed up in new finery to sort of get them past the guards and slipped in here. But Hakeem admits that he was told by the master of their group, who he just refers to as master. He's like he's master of the flame. He doesn't know. He either doesn't know or is unwilling to tell you his actual name. That he told us to do this. This was part of our thing, and he really doesn't have a lot of great answers as to why. In fact, he seems pretty dubious about him himself. But he does say that. That they were told to do this, that this was the way. That the unforgiving fire wanted this to happen. So, then they'll tell you, there's a couple of people who will say, Master Bashir will tell you that some of his guys know where this place where they hang out are. It's in a seedier part of town, but they did get away with 4 of the artifacts, and Master Bashir is mad about that. These are invaluable things. They were belonging to the Pathfinder Society, and they were like, if you guys need to get this stuff back, otherwise we're going to have problems. And that Master Bashir has given artifacts to the society and been a good host to them on a number of occasions. To ruin that would be...
Yeah, you say it might invalidate the wedding, so we got to get it back, right?
Well, yeah, it might invalidate the wedding. It might, because frankly, his daughter Lejeune is marrying a Pathfinder from the River Kingdom. So this is in many ways. You guys know how these kind of marriages. It's obviously.
I know exactly how these kind of marriages last.
This is an alliance of two
been
powerful.
There.
Yeah.
I've lived it.
I've lived it.
They're talking about.
He's a jaded man.
We should have just let him take them all, because then we would have got more payment for getting them all back.
Amen to that.
For 4.
I like the way you guys think. Always thinking 2 steps ahead of me. But Master Bashir does bring up, he's obviously upset. I think is way too calm a word, but he does come up and he gives, this is the address of where this hall of purifying flame is. It's on the outskirts of Kathir, near the Tannery Row. It's just not. It's not a decent. It's not like a temple per se. It's just like everybody kind of assumes that it's just like a little den of thieves, and leaves it alone. But they do. But Master Bashir is able to get the location for you. So what do you guys do next?
So I heal up, so I'm full of hit points.
Okay.
We do what we do best, Les. We kill a bunch of halflings.
Go to the location, get the stuff.
All right, so you guys are going to go down there.
Is anybody else still here?
all halflings.
Do we have to do this today? Because I don't have a lot of spells left.
Yeah.
Are you about out of spells? I mean, it's a trade-off, right? So it's,
Part of me wants to do it today, but part of me says, man, I'd like to have spells back. So.
well, it's the evening, and these guys. I mean, what Bashir's guys would tell you is that these Hall of Pure Flame guys, they're thieves. They take, and he's like, look, they're pickpockets, they're cut purses, they're the kind of guys that steal apples out of the bins out front of bodegas, right? They're sort of lame cutthroats, but they have been known to dabble in slaves and sell slaves to some of the slavers. They have been known to sort of mount these usually not very well thought out operations, kind of heists that never work. But they are thieves. If they've got if they understand what they've gotten, it could be dangerous to wait the whole night.
Yeah.
Because it could mean that they're going to try and fence this. At which point, one of the other guys pops up, the other one of Bashir's bodyguards, and he's like, "Did they take anything else but the chests of relics that were the gifts?" He looks around, he's like, "Look, there are wedding gifts everywhere. They took nothing else." And frankly, you find that to be curious because it would have been easier for them. In fact, Lama would point out that one of them died trying to get the other chest out.
Right. I think they were told specifically what to grab, and that's all they were interested in. So if they don't know what they've got, whoever sent them here probably does.
That seems reasonable. The Master Bashir's one of his bodyguards is like, that does seem like it might be true.
Well, I happen to know where their hideout is too because I followed them.
That's right, you did. And you would, you don't know, you've never been to Qadira before, right? Or here in
Right.
Kathir? Okay. So you're not entirely, you know where it is, but you don't know the neighborhood or anything.
I don't really know the neighborhood or anything.
If you describe it to the guy who was describing it, he would say, yeah, that's the place. That's this Hall of Purifying Flame or whatever they call it. It's
Let's go.
So but here's the decision. Don was saying that Leonard is about out of spells. How are the rest of you doing on spells?
I have a few spells left. I was mostly my rib cage was crushed. So if that's better, then I'm probably a little more mobile.
Well, you taped up. You're a little sore, but yeah, magical healing has got you back on your feet.
I've got as many spells as I had this morning.
There you go.
So do I.
Full compliment.
Okay, let's go then.
We're going.
Yeah.
I've got about 3/4 of mine.
Yeah, mostly you're just dropping lions left and right. So that's where most of your spells went, I think.
That's true. You did a couple of summonings. That would start to take those. All right. So
And 2 pits.
So do you guys want to take
Yeah.
a wagon, or do you want to walk? Or are you borrowing horses from Bashir, or how are you getting into the city? Because it's a fair jog. If you
I
guys
think
I think we can borrow horses or get
we're probably just going to Uber it.
he owes us a few favors.
if you ask, Bashir would provide horses for all of you, a horse for each of you.
Hey, I would like a very docile one.
Yeah, I'm
Well-
I'm really not too good with horses and riding. I really am not.
Master Bashir understands. He brings out his stable people. He has a full complement of horses, probably 40 or 50 under his ownership in his large stables out in the back. Again, he's a wealthy man. I'm sure that they can make your accommodations. They provide horses and saddlery and all that kind of stuff for you. The horses are beautiful. And those of you who know anything about Qadira know that it is a country of horsemen. Think of those Arabian steeds, those brown and white steeds that that the Middle East is so proud of, and the breeding.
Yeah, the prancing ones. That's what I need.
Yeah, they're beautiful horses, but not like destriers, not like war horses.
I don't know, guys. It smells like a trap to me. Les just wants us to get on horses so he can do a skill challenge out of the blue.
Right.
How
No.
long was the battle that we fought there?
In the thing? Probably less than a half an hour.
So that's
You said, how long did the battle last, or how long has it been since the battle?
no round. I'm just trying to figure out how much rage. I started raging like I think halfway through it.
Oh, you're done.
Yeah.
think yes. Hold on a second. I
In
have.
fact, you're almost out of the fatigue right by now, since we questioned the guy and everything.
Yeah.
Here we go. The battle looks like it lasted 12 plus 5 plus 2, like around 18 rounds.
So
It's about
my
2
memory
minutes.
is I kicked in
So
about
about 2 minutes, yeah.
through. Okay, well, I should have a couple rounds of rage, but not very many. Just a couple, 4 or 5. Just
So most of the time, then, without the rage, you're just moderately angry.
yep, that's right.
Super
Generally,
annoyed.
actually, not really annoyed at all. I'm pretty easy going for a barbarian.
For a half orc barbarian?
Nolan keeps handing you Snickers when you start to get a little edgy.
Yeah.
You're not yourself.
You're not yourself when you're hungry. Okay, so you guys are provided with horses. It is now evening. It's the sun is setting. It's dark. Everybody's cleaning up. They're trying to scramble they're trying to rebuild everything. And get people home safely and that kind of stuff, and you guys are able to go into the city. It takes probably 45 minutes to an hour to get into the city, and as you go towards this area, you find that it is basically just about what was described. It's about you get close. It's on the outskirts of Kathir, among the stench of slaughterhouses and tanneries. Nothing as you approach the building. You get to be about 100 feet from the building, and Leonard would be like, "That's the place." And indeed, you do see a wagon parked out front, although the horses are gone. It's just a wagon sitting there. Nothing about the Hall of Purifying Flame suggests anything remotely like purity. It's poorly patched cracks in the bricks, running up and down the structure's uneven foundation. All of the windows have been bricked up or boarded over, at least the ones you can see. All of the halls, even the door has this sort of illegible, weather-beaten sign on it, and it sags. It gives off every impression of looking exactly like what you would imagine the headquarters of a cut-rate thieves guild would look like. But you don't see any people out and about.
I figured out the problem with the camera.
What's the problem with the camera? We still can't see it.
I'm logged into Roll20, and so the camera was.
Yep, you have to turn that camera off.
Oh, it was being used by that. Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha. Yeah, but you don't. Those of you who are good at spying, give me a perception check. There's Doug.
That's not long.
Okay, 11. Oh, there's 25 for Beltran. Anybody else want to take a peek?
Gather information.
With perception, did you say?
Perception, really. Yeah, I'll try.
Yeah, perception check. 15, okay. 14. All right, most of you kind of just see the building. It, it's like I described. It's cracked, it's weather beaten, that kind of thing. Beltran, you're looking specifically. Oh, and Snapper, sort of standing next to each other. Kind of looking down there. You're looking specifically for people, and you don't see any. You go to Snapper, and he's like, "Do you see any guards or anybody watching?" And Snap's like, "No, I don't see anybody." So you don't see any people outside of it.
I guess full frontal assault.
Do you want to try that, or
Last time I'm with the group, right? I'm healed enough that I'm with the group. When last I left,
yeah, you would go with them.
Okay, can you update the map? Because all I see is the wedding reception.
Apparently, Alexa thought I said less, or less that I said like whatever.
All right, hold on. Yeah, no, you can see the wedding reception because you haven't approached the building yet. Hold on, I'm having some difficulties here.
Regular wooden door.
Do we want to scout around see if we can find another way in, or just go on in?
Bless you.
Thank you.
I'd like to scout around.
I'm not the stealthy type, so.
I'll sit tight. I'm not scared.
Neither am I, but I'll do it.
Every time a mage scouts, bad things happen.
Bad things happen. Hold on a second. Problem.
You don't remember us scouting that church in like Adventure 1 there? As I recall, Don, you went to the right, I went to the left, and both of us failed our.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody's
Our
following
roll.
any of you again.
I rolled a 12 stealth check going around the building.
Yeah, and apparently I had like a cast iron pans I was clanging together quietly.
So you approach the building from the south, and you realize that the door that you guys were talking to is on sort of the edge of the building. And here, why don't I just go ahead and swoop this over?
The door's not a door. It's a jar.
It's a jar. That's funny. All right, it is dark. Can you guys see this all right?
Sure.
All right. So
I've got 60-foot dark vision.
So you can see that door right there is the door you guys saw. It is sagging, sort of half open, and sort of sitting on its thing. You can sort of see a little bit inside, but you're not sure in there. If you guys, but this is only the south side of the building. The building, you can get around, and there is an alley. Around to the back, the cart is parked about here. Okay.
I mean,
Right.
it
Yes,
should be
can
a
you
half-assed
give me a
used
picture of
build.
60-foot dark vision?
You don't have the dark vision that you're supposed to have?
I can only see 30 feet.
Hold on.
Did y'all hear that?
Hear what?
I stepped on the cord and the headphones flew off my head.
We just assumed it was some of the random noises we usually get over our microphone.
Yeah.
Thank
All right,
you.
is that better?
Yep. Thank
Okay.
you.
Anybody else's vision truncated?
I don't know, Doug. I was digging you with the black background. That was pretty like 80s video.
Yeah. Unless I do not see my character included with the group. Oh, yeah, there I am.
Right here.
Right there.
Excuse me.
All right, so you guys approach this building. You don't see any people here, and all like I said, the windows. Now there is a second floor, sort of turret shaped a little bit, smaller than the bottom floor. But you don't. All those windows are blocked up as well.
So the wagon is sitting here?
It's like right there.
Yeah, it's actually sitting about 40 feet to the immediate right of where you guys are standing.
Well, let's go look at that quick. First, just thorough.
You gonna pop in there? All right. So you do know it is. It does not have any horses, and as you kind of peek in the back, it's empty.
Let's light it on fire and see if it
Sweet. We got a wagon. It's ours.
I'm assuming that you guys left your horses a little ways away.
No,
Like,
we're gonna hook them up. We're gonna hook them to the wagon we found.
We wouldn't have thought of that.
Okay. Master
How many-
Bashir's,
how many
when you get back,
golden
Master
horses?
Bashir's gonna be like, "Where are my horses?"
We've got this nice new wagon, so we got horses to hook up to them.
Okay. All right. So what do you guys do?
I guess I'm gonna tell everybody I'm gonna go to the left, to the corner, and just peek around the corner and see what I see.
I want to go to the right and see what I see on the right side of the corner.
Okay.
I'm going to stand here and listen.
I'm gonna wait and see if that door is the trap that it looks like. If I was a thieves guild, that's the door I'd leave open to let fools wander in.
Okay. So
These are not windows or anything like that?
no, they're like sort of columns or pillars. They're not windows. In fact, there's no windows on this side of the building. All right, Leonard, you see the building turns and goes to the north there. It is you can see right here that is a bricked up window.
Okay.
But it goes a little bit to the north. Lama, you're standing there by the door. Give me a perception check when you get a second.
I did. I got a finger in my ear, as Gordon pointed out, with my 1 that I rolled.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Fumble skill checks, so still an 8.
All right, Beltran, what are you doing? You're looking around that other corner.
Yeah, just looking around the corner to see what I see on the other side.
Okay. Again, it's the side of the building. All the windows that you see in there periodically there. You can see like one here, one here. They are bricked up.
Okay. I'm just going to whisper to Llama that I think all the windows are bricked up. I think this might be our only way in.
Are there any windows on the first or second floor that aren't bricked up on my side of the building?
Not that you can see, no.
And I don't see it on my side either, right?
A thief
Yeah,
guild
no,
just leave
they're
a door, a dilapidated door just cracked open for us. I'm not buying.
We want to go around. The only thing we can't see is the back of the building. We want to go check the back, and if not, then we'll just file on the front door.
It's the only thing they're selling, Doug.
Yeah.
Matt's not buying.
Yeah, actually, I understand that. I don't want to be first to the door.
Well, do we want to check the back of the building, or we just want to go in?
Yeah, let's check the back in case we miss
Okay.
Looks very dangerous. You
All
go
right.
first.
Last, I'm going to walk around this way.
Okay. All right. So you come around the thing. Give me a quick perception check.
something. I'm going to follow him just to make sure he's not alone.
Okay. You see the building is sort of it's sort of like two buildings kind of stuck together. There's a jutting kind of portion of it that comes out to the back. It's kind of strangely shaped, but again, the brickwork is old and not very good. The windows themselves are bricked up. You can't see inside of anything.
Okay. With that perception, I'm just looking for other ways in.
Okay.
I see something right there.
It's a little alleyway that goes around the back.
So this is a separate building right here.
Yes,
Okay.
Les, you said that there's a second story on here.
there is. Yeah.
I am going to summon a minor monster, an eagle,
Okay.
or bird. I mean, and then have them. I want them to go up to the windows, look
On the
in.
second story.
Yeah, and look in and give me a report. What do they see besides 300?
There's 300 of them.
Yeah.
There's 300 people. All right. So Beltran and Lama, you see like there's this area over here is like a little alley that goes through,
Okay.
sort of around the back of the building.
I'm going to keep heading that direction. I just stopped since we're dealing with both sides and everything else. But yeah, as soon as everything else is out of the way, I'm going to keep going that direction.
Tell you what, let me do this real quick. All right, that's a little better on the secondary one. So you can see over here, this is the alleyway. So you summon. So Doug, Snapper summons like a bird, like an eagle.
Well, I mean, I was just looking at the first level summon monster, and it just. I would rather have I would summon a local animal that it's not going to bring attention to it. All I'm using is to check out what's going on.
Right. So, hold on, let me look at this real quick. So you want something small. Yeah, it says eagle, but yeah, I mean, it would probably in Qadira, you're talking about probably some sort of hawk.
Or
an
a
owl.
blackbird.
Yeah, a little owl.
A crow. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, the creature materializes. You fly up there. I don't know that it will tell you anything, but
it will rest less. It'll say it can't rain all the time.
it can't rain all the time. Well, basically, what you learn from it is Okay,
I
hold
mean,
on.
is he's looking in, are there people upstairs? Are there humanoids upstairs? If it can give me a number, I mean, if it is a crow, they're pretty intelligent animals. So
Yeah.
I'm looking just to see, what information it can give me.
Do you have any way to speak to this animal? Do you speak avian?
Does the bird speak avian?
Yeah, really, does the bird speak avian?
Sure. Well, yeah, I think so.
It only knows quotes from the crew.
It only knows crow. I don't know if it speaks.
When you summon these, you don't get like a mind
I'm
meld
reading
with
the
them.
description now.
You have to speak their language.
Well, so what it says is that if you can communicate with this creature, you can direct it to do things. If you can't like talk to it, you can sort of give it ideas of what to do, but it's limited. It's much more limited. I think you could probably give it ideas like look around, but it's not going to be able to respond to you in any detail, other than sort of like feelings. What you will get from it is that the windows of the second floor are also blocked up, but that it heard something inside. And the image you get from the bird as far as what it heard inside was like bubbling noises.
Okay.
Something like that. But also the windows are blocked up there as well.
I'm going to motion for people, the rest of us, to kind of scatter or get out of sight. I'm going to have the bird tap on the window until someone opens the window.
Well, they're bricked up.
Well, okay.
No, yeah,
They're not wooden. Okay.
Yeah, they're not like, it's not like they have shutters.
All right.
They're like bricked up. Somebody sealed it off.
He's gonna be tapping for a long time.
Yep.
Yeah, he should be tapping. He'll be tapping until he has to go back to wherever he's from.
Tap on my.
Oh, sweet Lenore.
My sweet Lenore. All right. Okay, well, I tell the people, my party members, hey, there's bubbling noises going on. Somebody else that I don't know.
Yeah, that's the best you get. You're not sure.
Our bath is ready.
Yeah, well, either that or they're trying to melt the artifacts.
It's the hot oil they're waiting to pour into the murder room when we walk in the front door.
Yeah. Well.
Okay. Well, then I'm gonna continue around the back of the building.
Okay, go for it. Go for it, dude.
We're all too low level to have any sort of fly spells or anything, right? It's like our spider climb to get up the side of the sucker.
I don't know.
I don't.
Scimitar out less.
Okay.
I don't have it, so that's what I'm asking.
You can fly as a second level spell.
Are those real doors?
Yes, those are real doors.
Like unblocked, like unbricked or anything? Just
Maybe not.
The windows are bricked, so you can see windows here. Let me show you. Like here, yeah, and here are both windows. But there is a set of double doors closed, leading out into the alley.
I'll probably lean back and whisper to Llama, do you think we should go back and grab the rest of them and come in this way?
Seems like less of a trap to me.
Okay.
I'll go get him.
Yeah, great. Agreed.
Hey, you
Okay.
guys!
Hey, over here!
Just yells.
This way into the thieves' lair.
Then I'm just going to hold tight right here and just watch the back door until she gets back.
Les, is there anybody on the street that seems a little suspicious watching us?
Actually, the street is very quiet. It's fairly late at night now, probably 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. And, this is, other than the stench of the tanneries and the slaughterhouses, which is sort of abating in the evening breeze, the work is done. So this isn't a residential area by any stretch of the imagination. Frankly, if you've ever been around a slaughterhouse or a tannery in the medieval sense, there's no desire to hang around if you don't have actual work there.
One time when I was about 10, I'll pass on ever going back.
Les, what's the frame around the door it made out of?
The front door, this door here, where
people are looking, right? Yeah.
That one. It's wooden. It's a wooden frame, but set into the brick of the building. This looks like maybe a business office door. You're thinking that this place was once probably some sort of merchanting concern of some sort.
Would that brick be affected by a stone shape?
Absolutely.
And I propose to my compatriots, I can stone shape around the frame of the wooden door, and the door could actually just simply be removed. So we could enter silently.
I'm at that point going to whisper that we found some less. We found some doors in back that look a little bit less like a invitation, and we're thinking we want to try these back here.
Okay.
And if you come around the back and tell me that you got stone shape, I'll say, why don't we just stone shape the windows and go in one of the windows?
We can do that too.
Because I think that'd be a lot less expected.
Can do that too. There are several windows available. I mean, all the windows are bricked up, but there are several windows on either the western and eastern and northern sides. There are no windows on the southern side.
Yeah, I would think they would not expect us at all to come in one of the windows. They would be expecting us to either come in the front door or the back door.
Well, let's pick a wall that doesn't have a door and go in the window there.
That's a good idea.
No one expects a stone-shaped entrance.
So in this case, Leonard, you know that the eastern wall does not have any doors. And
there's a window here that's sealed up. We should go in that one.
Oh, what do you guys think?
Who's the boss?
He was killed by elephants.
Llama.
Yeah.
Oh, sad llama. Llama phase. Tell me what to do. Tell me where to go. Let's go.
Did Gordon drop off of roll 20?
I don't know. It only shows me 6. Mike's in the bathroom.
Did Gordon drop out of?
I don't know. Did they?
Zoom.
Yeah, it looks like they dropped off roll 20. They might be having internet problems.
And Zoom.
They could have just said they weren't having any fun.
Yeah.
They could have.
They didn't just have to leave.
We hate less.
This is what happens.
WeHateLess.com.
So they didn't drop off, but so we'll catch them up when they get back.
They're raging in real life, not so they can't rage in a game.
So Leonard is over there and Snapper's over there saying, hey, let's try this one.
Yep.
What do you say?
Come on over, Beltran.
Somebody needs to go get Mike's character.
Here he is.
I'm here.
Yeah.
You had to take
come to you.
I'm right here.
All right, Leonard and Snapper are around the corner. They're saying, "Come over here. Let's go this way."
Okay, I'm there.
Okay, Kazir's joining. Flashheart. What about you? Or Flashheart? Rindle.
Oh, yes. Where am I at?
Near the small.
Down here somewhere.
Oh, sorry, I'm stuck on Les's. I keep looking at Les's screen.
Rookie mistake, dude. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I grubbed in the dirt like a peasant all day today. So
it builds character, so my friends used to tell me.
Yeah. That's not the character I want to have.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to road the road way. So where did everybody else go? They went this way?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Over
Southeast corner, yeah. So Snapper, the plan is that Snapper is going to stone shape around one of the bricked up windows, create a portal so that you guys can slip through secretly, surreptitiously.
This is Rindle says, "Oh, I got to see this."
Gotta see this. Okay.
What happened to?
They dropped off. We don't know where they are. They dropped off both Roll20 and the Zoom. So
they were super pissed with you, Mike. So they dropped off.
They've had it with your macho
You know, I
head
wish I
game.
could say that's the first time that's
Yeah.
happened.
You and that colorful beard and mustache of yours.
Pretty much. I found lots of people that way.
hmm
Do you want to grab their characters and bring them around?
No can do, buddy.
Sure, you can. You're the DM.
That's true. I guess I can do it. All right. I'm just gonna leave them outside for right now.
Right.
And they will catch up with you guys once they log back on.
No can do, buddy. That's so passive aggressive.
No can do, buddy.
Yeah, you gotta throw a chief in there, maybe. Ace, tiger, chief.
Tiger. All right. So Snap, you're gonna do this. You're gonna do this window here.
I'm really looking for someone to tell me.
Okay. Leonard
Because
seems
it does
to be
not matter to me.
running the show. So
Leonard's not in charge, but that's the window he told you to open.
Okay, hocus pocus.
all right. So what are you gonna do?
Randall wants to bet you 5 gold points. This is gonna go badly right out of the gate.
Basically, I'm just going to use Stone Shape to create
Just open the window up.
an entryway that is both large enough for any of our members to get through with their armor and all that other kind of stuff, and stable enough so it doesn't collapse the wall. I mean, I'm no engineer, but it'll pretty much be like maybe an archway so we can walk through instead of crawl.
Gotcha. Okay. So according to the thing, you can do 10 cubic feet plus 1 cubic foot per level of stone, and shape it to suit your purposes. So you're 5th level, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you can shape up to 15 feet, which would allow you
It's a
to
3 by
easily-
5
Yeah, 3 by 5 archway
by 1. Yeah.
in the thing.
That's what I'll do.
All right.
It's
cool.
about going. No one knows how. This might be like a triple, quadruple wall or something like that. So I gotta compensate for how deep it is. So
Gotcha. Okay, cool. All right, so we're just gonna pop you in there. I can't draw a hole in the thing, but
That's all right.
They have returned.
just show you in there. You find yourself in a smallish room, and the rest of you are sort of peeking in. There
Arm's going first.
basically the door's open. Leading
doors
into
open. Okay.
the inside door here, this one here. And this is what looks to be a small, very cluttered, very sort of not very well maintained, like office. There's a desk, there's a chair, there's some papers and things going around. There's a lot of it looks unused, just like stacks of crap and papers and boxes and stuff like that. But it is like sort of an office. You do see that it does look like it is a place where at least someone could work. I mean, there are papers on the desk. There's a ratty old sort of broken down chair behind it, in which you can see some stuff.
All right. I'm gonna move over here into this corner.
Yeah, I think we should let Llama go in first.
I know.
Llama's
I'm
here.
already in though. So the point is, I'm going to get out of the way.
Okay.
And it looks like I can see into this corner here, but I don't see. That does not give me any additional information.
Like through the door there?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it looks like some sort of alcove or hallway.
Okay. Then I'll just let them. I'll motion for the rest of the party to come in whatever order they feel necessary.
Okay.
Okay, Gordon and Llama are back on roll 20.
Ah, good.
Yeah, we're back here. Sorry, guys.
Hey, guys.
Oh, fantastic. All right. Glad to have you back. What happened?
My connection just dropped on me all of a sudden. I had to
Just
reboot
worked
it.
out.
So
Okay.
it wasn't the beard? Okay.
Maybe he tripped over his cord like I did with my headphones.
How do we end up on this side? I thought we were going to the other side.
Oh yeah. Well, you missed the meeting.
You missed the meeting.
We
Doug had
decided
a
to go
genius
through a
plan
window, and we thought best to go through a window where there are no doors on the wall, because they would at least suspect that.
I don't know if he heard the stone shaping idea.
We melted to the wall, basically.
Yeah, we stone shaped through the wall. Doug's character did. Now we want Llama to go in the office and then into the next room.
Yeah.
Who's our front
Probably-
line?
And probably Kazir right up there with her.
Yeah.
Well, Lana's making popcorn, but she'll start walking.
I'm gonna cast shield
Making popcorn.
and then
Did you
move
bring
to
enough
here.
for everyone?
Are you
Everyone in this room anyway.
casting shield on yourself?
Yeah, I'm gonna cast shield and then I'm gonna move into the room here.
Okay. What about the rest of you?
I'll.
Are we expecting combat right away? Because I'll cast Bless.
I'm sure.
As soon as combat starts, cast it, but don't cast it before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Lama, give me a perception check when you get a chance, because you'd be closest to the door there. And the rest of you, I'm assuming, are going to come in?
Yeah.
All right. Lama, you can't make it out, but you do feel like you hear the sound of conversation somewhere in there. You can't make it out, though.
Okay, I share that with everybody.
Ooh, the popcorn. Yum.
Not the popcorn.
All right, what about... Right.
Not the popcorn. You fool.
All right. What about the three of you that are still outside? Is anybody staying outside?
No, we're all going in. I'm just. Sure, I'm right there now.
Okay. All right. So you all guys squeeze into the room except for Rindle. Just gonna put Rindle in there like that.
Llama, go find that conversation and break it up.
And end it.
I lift my eyebrow.
Okay. Llama, you do see that there is another door across that little alcove, that little hallway there, and you can see into it, and it looks very different from what the room that you guys are in. It's well, it looks like the floor is covered with straw, and there's some sort of I don't know, some sort of pit in there.
Okay, I share that this room's clear. There's an odd room with a pit on the other side of the next door and a really large room behind me. I have my scimitar and I'm kind of positioned between those two doors, so as they come in, I can go either way.
Okay.
Anybody coming in?
They're like, nah.
Go to the next room.
Fine, next, north or west?
To the left.
So, Lama, give me another perception check, and whoever's next to her, is that Kazir?
Yeah, that's me.
You give me a perception check too.
Yeah, we want to go this way.
Woo! Lama nails the perception check for a change.
Nice. What about you, Kazir? 15?
15.
So you don't hear it as much, but Lama, as you sort of step into the room, and you see that it is essentially an open space, like warehouse space almost, but it is dirty. It is, let me just give you, it's like, so you see scattered debris, some empty barrels, basically clutters up this whole hallway. There's some dim light filtering in from the balcony. There's a balcony above you, some sort of balcony, because you see it stops.
Is that what the circle is?
What?
The circle, is that the balcony? Big gray circle?
Hold on.
The big gray marble in the room?
No.
When I say big, I mean really big, like as in 20 foot? 25 foot diameter?
Well, that's awfully strange.
Right here.
What's that?
Is a 20 foot, 10, 5, 10, 50, 5 foot squares. It's 20 foot diameter gray circle.
Look on another layer.
It is a visible aura that we are now seeing, is what she's saying.
Hold on a second.
It's not an aura because you can't see anything through it. It's solid gray.
It's gone.
Okay. All right.
You do not see a gray circle. Sorry about that. I was curious as to why that was there, but it was a measuring area. So, hold on a second. All right. So,
Don't walk in that area.
The balcony is along the outside perimeter then? You said there was a balcony?
there's a balcony above. Yes. So from where you are, or where you're looking. Hold on. So you're underneath the balcony right now.
Okay.
And then it sort of extends outward to the north. But like if you were to go farther north inside this room, the balcony would stop and it overlooks. So there's a portion of this room which has a high ceiling, and then a portion of it which you're under right now. So you're underneath the balcony.
Got it.
All right. Like I said, scattered debris, some dim light. Dozens of wooden training dummies are scattered about all over the place.
But I don't hear anything.
Huh?
I don't hear anything.
No, you do. So you hear somebody
Working out.
yeah, who getting the it's leg day.
It's leg day.
Leg day. You've just entered the YMCA. YMCA. Sorry.
You hear somebody in the northerly end of the building, and it's sort of like a hoarse sort of stage whisper. Do you speak Kadiran or anything like that?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Pretty sure I don't. I'm pretty limited on that.
Chuck, you do, right? You speak Kadiran.
Let's see.
Just out there window.
I speak. No, Common, Kalish, and Osiriani.
Well, so Kalish and...
If those are close enough, then...
They're close, yeah. So they're close languages. You might be able to make it out a little bit. And you can hear it as well. You hear a voice, and it's like sort of like... It's talking like in that sort of stage whisper. It's loud, but it's still a whisper. So it's like... and basically, from what you pick up like maybe 2 out of every 3 words. But basically, they're saying... I'm not sure where they went. They were out back. There was 2 of them out back, and the rest were out front. I thought they were going to come in that door, but I don't know where they are now. I don't know where they went. They're not out there anymore.
Oh, my spidey sense paid off.
And you hear from above. All right, I'll look. And you hear some movement up in the northern part of the thing.
Yeah, we want to get upstairs. Actually, I think.
I'm backing up underneath the balcony a bit more.
Okay.
I'm going to signal to the people who can see me to put my finger over my lips to be quiet.
What?
Okay.
That's what I expected.
Low expectations. They pay off every time.
All right, so Lama, you can see the person who was doing those whispers. Is this guy right here? And he's standing next to the double doors, which you would recognize from the ones that go into the alley. And he's sort of like, you can see that there are some holes drilled in them, like small, like peepholes. And you can see he's kind of like putting his eyes through. He's like, I don't see any. They're not out there.
This is where I wish I was an archer.
If only we had one.
Only we had one.
We do. Let's get him in here.
Yeah, where's Mike Dowd? He's archer.
Where's Mike Dowd?
Somebody call him up right now.
Tell me about it.
Poor Mike's just like, damn. My one claim to fame.
Yeah. I can't really even picture the real man without a bow on.
Give me a stealth check.
Did someone say something to me like, I guess Kazir's the one that could.
Hang on, I can look it up. I'll be right there. Go ahead.
Okay.
And I don't think I can see this guy. Is that right, Les?
This is going to be good.
The guy at the door? No, you wouldn't be able to see him from there.
But he's facing out the peephole, so
He's looking out the peepholes, yeah.
Come on, that's not fair,
16. So you don't think he's seen you. He's not paying attention to you.
I'm trying to imagine me tiptoeing up to him with the scimitar.
Boom.
A stealthing half-orc barbarian.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just not.
Nobody expects a stealthing half-orc barbarian.
I be done seen about everything.
We need an archer.
I don't know where they went. They're not here. And you hear now. You can hear pretty clearly. You hear it too in Kalish. So you don't. So Lama, you don't know what they're saying. It's it's definitely some variant of Kellish. But Kazir, you can understand that you hear the voice from the balcony, another man's voice, deeper this time, say, well, check the front again. See where they've gone. They didn't just disappear.
I'm going to creep back in here, and I'm going to point at Beltran and give him a nice little come hither finger.
Okay.
Smile.
You hear the sound of footsteps. Clump, 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 clump. As this guy sort of passes through, he's going over here, and he goes into here in this room and turns the corner.
Okay.
So when I see that, I'm going to move it right there and then just point at him.
Okay.
And then point at my bow and just wait for this.
And Lamb was doing the big, grinning.
Okay. So I'm going to draw the arrow back and just wait for him to pop around the corner.
Okay, so you're readying an action to sort of
a
surprise action. He pops around the corner, you're just going to zap him?
Yeah.
Okay.
How far north does the balcony extend?
It extends to about here. Why don't I just draw it? Kind of here.
Just give us a dotted line or something.
Yeah, it kind of goes like.
Are we sure these guys are bad guys? I don't see any halflings around, so that's usually the dead giveaway in this adventure.
Oh, all the way up there.
Yeah, it goes pretty close. So that's the edge of the balcony right there, which you would see as a ceiling right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so because you're sneaking up there.
Yeah, and I'm going to try to. I realize these.
I'm sneaking in here.
Their columns don't look that big, but I'm going to try to think skinny and.
All right. Cool. So Snapper, you're going in that other room.
Yeah.
Are you going in this room? Hold on.
No.
The room with the pit.
No, well, no, I don't know. There's a pit in there, but no, I would just.
Well, it would be pretty obvious if you. I mean, the door's right there. It's open. You could just look in there and you would see a pit.
I'm not going to go.
And there's straw on the floor too.
I'm not going to do that.
Okay. All right.
And I know that sounds like you want me to, but no, I'm not going to do that.
No, you can do whatever you want. You don't have to go in the pit.
I'm gonna whisper back to him, bless.
Check out the pit. You hear Beltran's voice whispering back, check out the pit. Get in that pit.
No, Beltran said bless.
Bless, okay. Bless, cast bless.
All right, I cast bless.
Okay. About that time, you see this guy come running out. He rolls he's moving pretty quick. He rolls a perception check of 10. I don't think he even sees you. And he's going this way and heading back towards the front door. Do you fire?
Yeah, she said as soon as I see him, so I'm firing.
So your ready to action goes off. Twang.
Hang on, I gotta change something real quick.
Lama, give me a quick stealth check again.
Oh, don't make me.
And you too, Kazir.
I gotta let Gordon look something up for me.
Oh wow.
Oh, I don't know that's gonna work.
I'll prepare my bubble wrap cantrip to give away our position.
I'm not thinking skinny enough.
That was not skinny at all.
Oh,
that's a good. All right, so this guy rolls in.
Oh my God!
So here's what happened. This guy rolls in, and he's obviously like hurrying, and you can hear him sort of saying, and because you understand he's saying, he's like, no, they're not out front either. I don't know what. And then he looks around, and an arrow slams into this this post right here as he just manages to pass behind it, and the arrow's just like chung. And he looks around, and he sees all three of you. He's like, "Whoa, holy shit!" And begins running this way. He's like, they're here, they're in the building. And he begins running this way and around this corner. Let's roll for initiative.
We know where the stairs are.
Yep.
All right, let's roll for initiative. Roll for initiative. All right, so Kazir, is it 16?
Yeah, 16.
Okay.
I go first. Next round.
Next round. Wait.
You mean actually you got less than a 5?
I got a 5.
Beltran,
Dex?
24? That's brutal.
My dex is 10.
Before we go into this brutality, we have no buffs on, right?
Okay,
Bless.
I got 6.
He was getting ready to cast Bless.
Okay, that's what I thought. Getting ready to and have it on to roll now. I look forward to that blessed in the future, though.
No, I thought he cast Bless
I did. I cast Blessed.
because we weren't in initiative.
Les is
So
saying we weren't in initiative and he didn't do it yet. Les is doing the DM thing. You know, he's got absolute power or something.
Sure.
Les just had a BM? What?
that sounds sketchy.
He's the okayest DM I know.
All right. Okay, so I would guess since Beltran would ready in action, it wasn't very long, but it would have been enough time for Snapper to get off a Bless. So for those of you in range, which I assume
all of us.
Pretty
it's
much
all
all
of
of
us.
us,
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you do get Bless. See, I can be merciful. I can be merciful. Beltran.
Am I not merciful?
So you hear that guy kind of go like stomping up those stairs. You maybe have one shot. He's going to have cover, but you could maybe take one, a shot at him if you want.
Well, if I don't have any other combatants, then yeah, I'm going to take that shot.
Okay. He's going to get partial concealment, so a 20% mischance on a successful hit.
He misses.
Oh, that will hit. 20% mischance. So you need better than 20 on a D100.
Okay. Oh my god.
Oh, ting! It hits the stone walkway and shatters off, and he goes skedaddling up the stairs.
Oh.
2, 3, 4.
Okay, who's next?
All right, it's me. I'm next. You hear Kazir from upstairs. You hear a noise of get the cauldron to the edge. Get the cauldron to the edge. We will stop them. We will stop them downstairs. And you can hear this what sounds like these metal wheels over. You can hear it through the
We did
ceiling.
hear bubbling earlier, right?
Kazir, move.
All right, Kazir, your turn.
To the right of me, are these stairs up as well? Are there stairs
They
on
are.
both sides? Okay.
They are indeed.
I should be able to get all the way upstairs.
Okay. You find yourself upstairs. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Now I'm just trying to figure out my icon here doesn't have the right information. Hang on.
You are at the top of the stairs. The second floor is right up there. And you see what looks to be a Kadiran man. He's holding some sort of cane, and he's pointing to the two people over here, a woman and another guy, who are rolling a large 10-foot across cauldron of some sort of bubbling, flaming liquid. And they are rolling it to the edge of towards the edge of the balcony, and it's got a big mechanism on it, and you have no doubt in your mind that they plan to dump it over the edge of the balcony. This whole thing.
I'm going to call OSHA on them for sure.
Okay, so I can see, at this point, I can see two people. This
Okay, hold
guy
on.
and this person.
Hold on, let me fix that for you.
Sorry.
Better?
Okay. And so now I can see all three people. There are two of them pushing a cauldron, and one of them seems to be giving the orders.
This guy in front of you seems to be giving the orders. This guy here. He's holding like a cane or a staff of some sort.
Okay. Well, in the interest of trying to inhibit their ability to dump boiling hot oil on my friends, I'm going to magic missile this guy.
Which guy?
This guy. One of
Okay,
the ones.
Gotcha.
One of the
All
ones
right.
pushing the thing.
All right. So you just reach up and you're like, and boom, magic
So
missiles come shooting out.
Yeah, at 5th level, it's 3, right?
3. Yes, every
So
2 levels after. So
3d4 plus 3.
Yep.
He takes 7 points.
7 points of damage as the missiles go slamming into that person. At the same time, they seem remarkably strong for crazy thief dervishes. And the missiles go slamming into her, and she kind of looks back, and she's like, ah! And then, but you hear this guy say, to your work! Ignore him! He is mine! And she sort of like throws her shoulder back in, and the cauldron continues to move faster. As you look and see that cauldron, it looks like the liquid inside looks like blood, but it's on fire. Could be some magical shit going on there. But okay, so your magic missiles slam into her. Lama and Nolan, what do you guys do now? You do not see Kazir anymore, Lama. You see Beltran, but that guy that Beltran shot at twice and missed twice
Go ahead, rub it in.
has scooted upstairs as far as you know.
Okay. Llama's gonna shake her head and then go after Kazir.
Okay, so you're running up the...
All the way up there.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be able to do anything because it's gonna take a double move.
All right, what's your speed?
40.
40? Okay, so 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll put you at the bottom of the stairs. And then as you go up, 1, 2, 3. All right, you find yourself at 10 feet up the stairs. You find yourself directly behind Kazir. Do you want to pass him or what?
Yeah.
You'll have 30 feet of movement, but you're not going to be able to do anything else.
If I get on that guy in the red's face, does that provoke an attack of opportunity if I just get up there but don't?
Just getting to him would not, but if he casts a spell, you get an attack of opportunity against him.
Yeah.
I like that idea. That's what I'm gonna do.
So you got your scimitar out and you're gonna go to like here?
Yep.
Okay. And he's like, whoa! A half-orc beastie has shown!
Please. Can do that.
That's it. I'm done.
All right. What about you, Nolan?
He's going to follow.
He's gonna follow Lama. So you were still in the office.
Good.
Now, were you gonna do anything in there?
Nope, I moved 10 feet, and then wherever you can take me up the stairs if again.
Big old nugget. Yeah.
All right. So you're going. Let me see. So you go out there. Now, how is that one move action?
30 is 1 and 60 is 2.
Okay, so you're going to take the second move action to go start upstairs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to end up here. Can you see your guy?
Yep.
Okay. So you'll end up there. You see Kazir standing sort of at the top of the steps. He's not on the steps. He's in the room, but he's at the top. You do not see Lama. But you're 100% sure she went up here.
That was 2 full moves. 2 full moves, right?
That was 2 full moves.
Okay.
All right. Rindle, you're up. So you just saw Nolan sort of skedaddle out of there. What do you do? Now you're still in the office too, along with Leonard.
I don't see anything. I'm just hearing combat and whatnot, right?
Well, you would have heard, yeah, everybody kind of, I mean, combat's only been going on for about 6 seconds. So, I mean, it's all starting to happen, but Nolan just ran out.
On the upside, I'm unburned from whatever's about to happen.
Good point.
If where that cauldron is, that's where the door we would have gone in, if right outside that door, that cauldron was hovering above it.
Yep. That would be right within the back door.
I'm glad my spidey sense was tingling. Okay. So, wait, I just opened a keyword set, not my character sheet. 1 second.
Okay.
Unless you want to know about Novartis keywords, that's not going to help us. Okay.
Leonard and Snapper, you guys are up next.
Okay, so I'm heading out. I'm going to make my first move out there, and probably. Can I take the second one defensively? Just wait for something, or like reactively. Wait for something to happen.
You can. Well, you can't.
How do I do that?
So for readying you're talking about readying an action.
Yeah, ready.
So you can move to where you want to be, and then you can sort of you probably won't be able to ready an action this time. So this round. So if something happens, so basically a ready to action is you're setting a condition, and usually, and Mike and Don remind me, it's usually a full round action to ready an action, correct?
Yeah, you can't do a partial action and then
ready an action, right?
Right. So yeah, you're basically setting conditions under which you would act at any time during the initiative. So you can do that, but you'd have to set those conditions next round.
Okay.
Okay.
In lieu of that, actually, it's really not in lieu. Instead of that, I will just make a double move.
Okay. So you're going to move into there. All right.
25, 30, 30. I think the double move. Are these bales or boxes right here?
There's barrels, and the square ones are pillars, sort of holding up the balcony. The other ones are like barrels and like just there's a lot of like crap in this room.
I'm taking partial cover behind that barrel then.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Or that pillar. I should say that pillar. There's a pillar.
Well, partial cover from what direction?
The direct from the balcony direction.
All right. So you probably want to scooch a little bit, and I'll give it to you.
Okay.
I want to scooch you a little bit. If you want to protect yourself from the balcony, you probably would end up something like here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. Yep.
All right. Cool. All right. Leonard and Snap. What do you guys do?
Go ahead, Snap.
Snap runs up here.
Into the pit?
Nope. Touches Beltran and
oxen free.
Casts Aid.
Aid on Beltran. Okay.
Thank you.
That is going to, I assume, give you +2. That's +2, right?
+1 to attacks and saves versus fear, and a 1d8 +5 temporary hit points. And let me roll that.
So I feel invincible.
Must be invincible.
What'd
Should
you
be
get?
a song for that.
Huh?
I'm not sure that's the song though. There should be a song for that.
There is. It's
There
Pat
is.
Benatar.
I don't think that's the song.
Mike, you get an extra temporary hit points that lasts for 5 minutes.
The skillet version is much better.
Is it?
It's a completely different song. It's a much better song.
Frankly, I can't imagine that somebody can do a Pat Benatar song better than Pat Benatar.
It's not a Pat Benatar song. It's just their song, but it's much better.
Now we're going to have to listen to that after gaming.
Yeah, I'm gonna look that up. Okay,
It's
so
Feel Invincible by Skillet.
oh, okay, that's a different song then. Anyway, all right. So you aid Beltran, give him the temporary hit points. Did you do anything else, or you had to move to do that? So
I had to move to do that. I was going to give him guidance, but it won't stack now. So
okay, so
all right,
cool. Leonard, what are you doing?
I'm curious, and I look in that doorway.
I'm going to get something to drink.
Okay, so
So there's a 10 by 10 pit.
It is. It's a 10 by 10 pit, and what you see is there's straw on the floor. You get closer, you see there are manacles on the wall, although there's nobody in the manacles. And you can see if you peer into the pit, you can see that there are also. It's like a cistern. It's a bricked pit. It's not like a earthen pit.
Okay.
And the bottom of that goes down about 15 feet. And near the bottom, you can see more manacles. This is obviously a storage place for people.
Okay, so there's straw here.
Yeah.
And manacles.
Yeah.
And then there's a pit with straw and manacles down there.
Correct.
There are no people in it currently.
No people in it currently.
An unoccupied slave pit.
An unoccupied slave pit. That's that's probably a best description you could do.
Then I back up and I just wait for this traffic jam here in front of me.
All right. Beltran, you're up. Now you are aided, but you don't see any targets.
I saw everybody disappear upstairs.
Yep.
So make a beeline.
Okay, so you're going to go that way as well?
5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 30. So 30 gets me to 1 away from the bottom of the stairs.
Okay, cool.
How many?
You're going to go up those stairs?
How many feet is it up the stairs?
30 feet up the stairs. Or I'm sorry, 15 feet upstairs.
So 5, so 20 is on Kazir. So 25 is right there.
Now, wait a second. You're going up a different set of steps.
Right.
These steps, that's a different, Kazir went up these steps.
Right.
Oh, I would have went up whatever steps I saw them go up.
I don't know. They would have been the steps right here.
It would have been hidden.
They would have sort of been hidden from you. You saw the other dude that you tried to shoot twice go up these steps, the steps where you're at right now.
Right. You're going up the stairs the guy ran up.
You don't have to do that. You can go up these steps, which you know are there.
Okay, I'll go up the other steps.
You want to go with the other ones?
Yep. Are they 15 as well?
Yep.
So does that put me up on the other side, like up right here?
Yep. You end up at the top of the steps there. Now you got another, I think, 5 feet.
I've got another 5 feet.
Yeah.
So I'll probably take that and go to right there.
Okay. You see that guy that you shot at twice is right here.
Okay.
That's him, and he's rolling that cauldron of this like boiling blood stuff. You hear this guy in the corner next to Lama say, "Forget the balcony, dump it." And these two actually begin twisting the thing to dump out the stuff. It is a full round action, but you begin to see the stuff begin pouring out.
Free action. I'm going to yell below us. Watch out below us.
Watch out below. Okay. Cool.
Am I right in the
They're
in the
actually
dumping
dumping it on the balcony.
on the balcony?
Floor right there.
Why?
Because the guy just told him to.
Which guy? The guy I'm in front of?
Yeah. He just yelled out, "Forget the balcony, dump it."
So has it actually started hitting yet, or not?
It's begin pouring out. So it's a full round action for them to basically do it. So they begin sort of moving it over, and it's, you know, this liquid is pouring out onto the floor, and is sort of like flames are beginning to shoot up.
So by the time it's their turn next, it'll all be on the floor?
By the time at the end of this round, all of the contents of the cauldron will be on the floor.
And his initiative is over already too.
Well, he just did that as a free action. So those guys are going to be completely done. This is what it's going to look like when the thing is poured out. All right, it's going to fill that whole area. He is going to. It's not a Lama. As you get closer, it's not a staff or a cane. It's actually a strange, you assume, Kadiran weapon that has a curved blade attached to a wooden back, so it could be used as a walking stick, but it's also like a knife as well, which he swipes at you. As soon as it's a swiper. +5.
Swiper, no swiping. Swiper, no swiping.
It's technically a scimitar. 13 hit you?
Mike?
New hit for Lama. Does not hit Lama.
Does not hit Lama. So he takes a vicious swipe at you, and then 5-foot steps over to there.
Like towards the flames?
Towards the flames. All right. Kazir. Now, those flames aren't all together there yet. Okay? Yeah. And you can remember there's a big statue right there, too.
Yeah, I'm going to take a 5-foot step to here and attack that guy.
Okay, you're going to stab her? All right.
Or that girl.
12 is going to miss.
It'll actually be a 13, but still probably going to miss.
It'll still miss, yeah. She sort of ducks down as your scimitar passes over the top of her head, and she continues to crank those wheels to get that thing open. Lama and Nolan.
Can I hit her from here? Hit that guy from here? Or do I have to take a 5-foot step?
You can hit him from here. Yeah, I mean he's within 5 feet of you.
Slam.
Ooh, 27 will definitely hit.
You're using a scimitar?
Yep.
Yeah, and you're using a scimitar. That's a potential crit right there.
Reroll.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh, 23. That's a crit.
Chart.
You want the chart or you want the damage?
Fuck, I critted.
What kind of weapon do you have?
Scimitar.
Scimitars crit on 18 to 20 of all things.
Yep.
It just irritates me. frankly. All right, so that was a melee crit, moderate. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, roundhouse. Target suffers max damage, and you get a free attack against a threatened adjacent foe at your current attack bonus. If no additional target exists, deal bonus damage. So you do max and then roll damage again.
So that'd be 15.
You just rolled damage, so.
No, I did. That was so I get max damage. So that would be 6 plus 9 is 15. And then I accidentally hit it twice. And I rolled max damage on my own for another 15. Wow! Chuck, where are you? Are you witnessing this?
I'm watching.
So you just did 30 points of damage to my guy?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't like this at all. This is not good.
The corpse
His head came
formerly known as your guy.
Well,
His
he's
head came
not dead
off.
yet.
Well, some
But he's
assemblies are
pretty-
required
He's
left.
pretty hurt.
He's
He's
rethinking
pretty
his
hurt.
life
The
decisions.
one swipe, man, she's just like, shoot, you got him hard. You know, he was like, he took a swipe at you, and then he's like leaning towards the statue and towards where they're pouring the fire. Like he's moving that way, and you're just like, I don't think so. And just like, get him like right here in the side, and your scimitar just buries into him. You don't know. I mean, you feel a little bit of the crunch of armor underneath, but you're not sure what kind, but it's passed through that. And you hear him just sort of like go gray, and this like high whistling noise comes out of his mouth as you know you've cut him deeply into his abdomen.
Okay, I'm going to say to him now, Les, I want to say, stay where you are, and you might live to see the morning.
He sort of kind of like looks around at you, and he's got one hand on there, and he's got that wooden weapon kind of like, he's like, kind of thing. But he's obviously, you know, his eyes are like saucers as you say these words to him.
Can I
I'm so
intimidate
gonna.
him?
I'm so gonna verm that guy next round.
All right, Nolan, you're up. So you're at the bottom of the stairs, and you hear Lama telling this guy, "Now stop moving, or I'll cut out the rest of your guts." You know, that kind of thing.
Okay, I'm going to move to there.
Okay, come up behind Lama. You push her.
I'm tempted to vermin, but Lama's trying to get him to surrender, so I'm going to attack this guy with my spear.
Girl.
Girl, it's a woman.
Girl, yeah. Let's see here.
22 will hit. Oh, max damage. Look at these max damages. Solid hit. You hear her groan as the spear penetrates into her body. But she continues to, I mean, with desperation now, she continues to dump that stuff out. It's starting to fill up your Beltran. You can feel this stuff. It's very hot. Kazir, you're just like.
So aren't these guys in this flame?
They will be when it spreads, yeah.
Bunch of idiots.
Might have immune to.
Or are they?
I think they are.
Yeah, there's triple second guessed us. We didn't fall for their first trap, so you can fall for the even larger trap that they've lured us into.
Rindle.
All right, can I see what's on the balcony by peeking around the corner of that column?
No, the balcony is above you, so all of the action and
Directly
you can hear
above
it,
me?
Yeah, it's directly above you.
Okay.
You could hear a lot of the action like sort of through the floor. You know, it's unintelligible. I mean, shouts, that kind of stuff. You hear the unmistakable sound of Lama stabbing somebody, but beyond that, you're not sure what's going on.
All right. And this
Lama
is an
stabbing somebody has like a certain sound that you've grown accustomed to.
I don't see stairs up, but this is an open door. Is that right?
That's an open doorway. You would have seen Beltran come running across here.
Where?
Here.
Okay.
Like right there, and then go upstairs. So you suspect that these things here are stairs. These things right here.
Okay, but I'm on the back side of them.
Yeah, you're on the back. So this is like a wall to you. You'd have to go forward and around.
All right, so I'm gonna peek into this room here. So,
Okay.
well, you know what? Let me think about that. Am I really gonna do that? That sounds like a dumbass thing for a mage to do. I've lived this long.
I've lived this long by not being a dumbass. Is that what you're going for?
Yeah. All right, so one, and then I'm I'm doing a double move to. Oh, sorry. How do I move up the stairs?
I'll move you.
Okay.
How much do you have left?
I should put me at the top of the stairs if I count that right. Oh, you know what? Actually, I'm a little higher because I'm not going off. I was going off flash arts 25. I go 30.
Okay, so you are at the top of the stairs next to Beltran, looking at these two people pouring a bunch of what looks to be flaming blood onto the ground.
I'm glad I'm not standing downstairs anymore. Okay.
Leonard and Snapper.
I'm going to mute myself. I hope I don't fall asleep here, but I'm going to mute myself. So
okay.
Yeah.
I don't snore this time. Yes, sir?
We'll stay awake.
I'm going to take a perception check to see if I see anything. First off, did I hear anything about them pouring stuff?
You wouldn't have heard that.
Not at 10.
Not with a 10 or 13. I mean.
And I'm going to at least see if there's anything coming. Do I see any holes in the? What's on the ceiling? 29. That's better. Do I see anything
like coming through?
Well, I wouldn't have heard that they were pouring anything, but maybe there's
natural 20. You see a single drop come through the floor come through the ceiling and land on the floor like about 20 feet in front of you, right about here. A single drop of some sort of flaming reddish liquid that comes through like the floorboards and splashes down in like a little pool about this big. And it's like a little fire. But that's all you see.
And the balcony is
it's above you.
I'm going to take a step out and I'm going to like see where this.
Do you see the purple line?
Yeah.
That's the edge of the ceiling for you, balcony for them.
All right, I'm going to move away from this. I'm anticipating that you said that the flame was right about here.
Yeah, it landed right about there.
All right. I'm going to do best speed to go over to here.
Okay.
But, going here and then here and here, that kind of thing. So I moved 30. But
okay.
I'm going to make it in a roundabout way to get over to here.
Okay. You're zigging and zagging.
Yeah.
Okay. To try and stay out of any other further like flaming drops. Is that
yes.
kind of thing? Is that what you're trying to do? Yeah. You only saw the one.
I only speed is 20, so.
Okay. You only saw the one drop. You didn't see any other drops after that. But there's something definitely coming through there.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Leonard.
My speed is 60. And
is it really?
Yeah. Well, 30. I'm doing a double move.
Oh.
Sorry.
Speedy little elf.
I know. He's like Speedy Gonzalez.
I moved 30 and 30 and end up here.
Okay. So
avoiding this particular square.
Okay. You sort of again the pool of fire is maybe this big, like maybe 5 or 6 inches across.
Right. I'm just avoiding it though.
Okay. You do hear some. Both of you, Snapper and Leonard, would hear like some rumbling up at the top.
Okay.
Something, you look in that room. So that particular room, it looks like it's just full of like detritus. There's some boxes and various kinds of like garbage and stuff. It looks like maybe.
I don't see the crates we're looking for.
No, you do not. Is that what you're looking specifically for those?
Mm-hmm.
Give me a perception check. You look a quick cursory glance around the room. You do not see anything that looks like those chests. That chest that got stolen. This room is filled with garbage. Really, it's just trash. There may be some indication that maybe some people were like bedded down in here, but frankly, it's hard to tell. There's so much garbage and crap on the floor. Okay. All right, Beltran. Now the flame. That was the bottom of the order. So these flames are there. You see these guys. So you're a little bit taken aback because the people the blood, that flaming blood has gotten into their boot, gotten to where they're standing. The flames are sort of licking up around them. They do not seem to be perturbed by this, but they do sort of like look like they're going to step back. But that whole area. That whole area is a big circle of this flaming blood, which is now all over the floor. The flames are about 3 or 4 feet high.
Okay. And it was this guy that called out to them to tell them what to do?
Yes, the one that Lama just practically eviscerated. And you heard her say, "Stop running, or I will stab you a second time."
Okay. I'm going to take a 5-foot step to here and then shoot
this
guy.
You can shoot that guy? Okay, go for it. That will hit.
Shoot him up. Shoot.
9 damage. Okay, so arrow goes flying into this guy, and he's like, "Ah!" As the arrow sort of shoots him into the shoulder, it actually pushes him backwards a little bit out of the fire as he takes a step back to here to get away from the flames. Still see. I'm sorry, go ahead.
The flames won't affect him anyway, right?
Well, he seemed to be ignoring them, although you can see that like his clothing is charred and smoke is coming off of it. He seems either ignoring it or undamaged. You're not sure. She's going to take a 5-foot step and come whirling around out of the flames and whirl around at you, Kazir. Actually,
do I get anything for the post that's in her way?
You would get partial cover. Dang it. I forgot about the post. So she doesn't ever leave a threatened square. Oh, yeah, she does.
But it was only a 5-foot step.
Yeah, I know, but she can't 5-foot step through a post. So yeah, you would get partial cover. She's zigging when she should have zagged. So scimitar comes whirling around. 14. That's not going to hit you, is it?
No, that doesn't.
Okay. King! She hits that post. She's like, ah! In Kelishite, she's saying, "Son of a bitch! I'm going to kill you." What is he going to do? So Lama, this guy that you just eviscerated, he's bleeding. He's got that cane in one hand, and he's going to withdraw, but he withdraws up onto the statue.
I warned you.
So he gets up onto the platform of the statue, and the flames are sort of licking up around him. He seems unaffected by them, or at least he's ignoring it. And he's holding the thing. He's got his sword like to you, and he's like, "You cannot defeat the master of the purified flames!" And he's swinging wildly at you, and you can see gore sort of dribbling down.
Because he withdrew, there's no attack of opportunity. It was completely a defensive withdrawal.
Completely a defensive withdrawal. Does not attack, and just gets up on that platform, the platform of the statue. You look at the statue. It looks to be some sort of, I don't know, some sort of weird deity of some sort. Okay, and he's going to, he takes that 5-foot step. And he's going to try and stab Rindle.
That was 15 foot. He moved 10 foot.
This guy?
Yeah, it was no 5 foot. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I'm talking about one of my last guys. He's going to try and he's going to stick Rindle with a scimitar. 13 is probably going to miss him. Rindle, does 13 hit you? Matthew?
You're muted, dude.
He went to sleep fast.
No, I'm here. 13 does not hit.
Okay, so the guy that Beltran shot tries to stab you with his scimitar and misses. The flames are all over the place. All right, so Kazir, you're up. She just tried to take a whack at you, but missed.
I'm going to take a 5-foot step to here. and magic missile the main guy.
All right.
8 points of damage.
He jumps up on this thing. He's got his hand on his abdomen. He's got this weird sword cane going, and he's like taunting Lama, at which point 3 magic missiles just go slamming into him. He's like, ah! Makes this sort of weird monkey noise, flies backward into the off the statue and into the fire, and as far as you know, he's burning merrily.
You've been firmed.
You've been burned. Lama, you look around, and Kazir has a weird smile on his face.
I'll say, hey, we gave him a chance.
We gave him a chance. But Lama, what do you do? And Nolan, you're up as well.
Well, Lama will see this check is still hostile. Go 25 feet to here.
Okay. You would get an attack of opportunity because you would pass through a couple of threatened squares there.
This is the first one?
This is the first one. And then the second one would be here.
That's fine. I'll take it.
She's going to take an attack of opportunity at you, but you will get the +2 cover from the post. Because that's the threatened square that you're coming through. Oh, God, no, she misses you. She's like, son of a bitch! Missed the post again. So what are you going to do when you get there?
I think I'm going to hit her with my scimitar. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a potential crit.
Potential crit again.
And a confirmed crit again. You're just critting the crud out of these guys.
He's our Ginsu master.
You are the Ginsu master. All right, melee weapon, moderate crits.
I could bring these rolls over to Farina, man.
Oh, feeble parry. The target suffers max damage and is disarmed of 1 held item, attacker's choice. Object is thrown 1d6 squares in a random direction.
What's she holding?
She's holding a scimitar.
Just a scimitar?
Just a scimitar.
All right.
So she actually takes 15
points of damage and tosses her scimitar. You can roll it.
All right, random direction.
over the balcony.
Yeah, over the balcony.
And 3 squares. Fuck, yeah, it does go over the balcony.
Yeah.
All right, so it goes flying past you, Lama, bounces off of this area here, and ends up going off into the thing. It lands about. So Snapper and Leonard, you hear this like ting 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 as a scimitar lands like right here
At your feet. Don't say we never gave you nothing.
Yeah.
It's like right there. Can you see it?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a scimitar lands just like falls from the balcony. It's like ting 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 ting, and you're just like, what in the fuck?
Grandma's gonna yell after it. That's mine.
And you hear Lama upstairs going, that belongs to me. All right, Nolan, what about
I
you?
was just thinking Llama uses a scimitar. It might be hers.
It might. Hey, did that 15 points do any damage to her?
Oh, yeah, I guess it did. Sorry about that. 15 points. It hurt her really bad. Again, you feel like these cultists or these dervishes or whatever the hell they are, they're really not very good at protecting their abdomens because you just jabbed it right into her. Similarly to what you got to the guy. All right. And Nolan, is that your spear attack?
Yeah, do I need to roll 20% cover, you said? Or
You
20%?
do. It's the pillar is giving her 20% cover. And Lama is giving her 20% hit points.
So it's a roll. How do I do
Just roll, yeah, percentile dice has got to be, oh, yeah, that's a hit, but very close.
No, he didn't roll that.
Yeah,
That was his
I was-
hit.
Oh, that's a 20. Okay.
Yeah.
100 up at the top.
Need to roll a D100.
Yeah, is it roll /100?
Yeah, that would work. Or there's a there should be a D100 in the thing.
There was too.
Yeah, just click on the die and then scroll down.
Yeah, it didn't work. Why didn't it
I
work?
don't see
Oh, it's
one.
stopping at D20. You click on the D20.
Oh, yeah.
Put a
Okay.
slash in there.
Oh,
so-
pull it. You have to pull down in the advanced roll, the little pull down menu. There you go. 34. That's a hit.
Nope, I rolled that.
Oh, God.
Ah,
And it's actually a 25. He added a 9 for some reason.
1d20, does it give you
Well, that's because I was saying that's you.
roll 1d20? No. Let those scroll down the roll there.
I'm not saying that's a hit until somebody actually hits.
We found it. We found it.
Okay. And just straight up percentile.
Oh, yeah.
33. Now that is indeed a hit.
All right. So when did I roll 23? So I need to do the. What is the damage again? 1d8 plus 2.
Whack.
9 points of damage. The spear, it's the woman is still reeling from Lamis. She looks around at you, and her eyes widen just to see the time for you to get the spear, and she's like, oh. And you manage to get her also in the sort of stomach mid-range area, and it's just like you can see that you've hit a couple of lungs. She's gasping for breath, and you see sort of the light go out of her eyes as she falls backwards at Lama's feet. There's one left.
Up here.
Up here. Yeah, Rindle, you're up. Where are you, Rindle? Oh, you're at the top of the steps. Oh, this guy the one left just tried to stab you and missed.
Right.
He's got an arrow sticking out of him, too.
I'm going to introduce him to ear-piercing scream.
All right.
Okay. So, success, you can save for half.
You're going to take a 5-foot step back first?
Yes, I'll take a 5-foot step back. Less the DC is 16. Unless,
16.
no, Bless doesn't affect it. So, Bless the DC is 16.
And this is a will save?
It is a...
Or fort?
Probably will or fort, yeah.
Successful save. Fortitude save.
Fortitude save.
For half.
Rolled 17. Does that work?
Yes, for 16, yeah, that works.
Okay.
So half points, half damage. So 1d8. Okay, so Bless has +1, right? To damage. Is that right?
Not to damage to hit.
No, I always get that mixed up. Okay. All right. That is, yeah.
Roll it! Leonard and Snap, you guys are up next.
It's 1d8, 2d8. I don't have any strength that goes on this, right? So
go ahead, Snap.
I'm just double checking. Sorry, Les. Okay. There's 7.
7 points. Okay. So she like, he's like looks up and he's like, I can't believe you did that to me. That's so wrong.
But she's also dazed, right? No,
it's
Mythic.
a dude.
Okay, that's Mythic.
No, he made the save, so he's not dazed.
Yeah, he's not dazed. Daze effect. It negates daze effect. Okay, yeah, got it.
Go ahead, Doug.
You just tried to stab me with a supercar. I feel zero pity.
I feel zero pity. Everyone feels zero pity for the long-suffering dungeon master.
You ready, Les?
I'm ready. What are you doing?
Running in here, past Leonard, and I'm going to detect magic and do a perception check too, I guess. But
okay. All right. Go ahead and do a perception check first. Leonard, you look around and you see that one drop of stuff. The ceiling is starting to leak pretty heavily, and there's now a line of this burning fluid sort of covering the ground. There was some sort of seam in the floor that this is starting to pour through.
Okay.
17. So, Snapper, you look in that other thing, and it looks almost identical to the room that you're standing in. There's a lot of trash on the floor. It looks like that maybe 2 or 3 people may have been living here, in some fashion. But other than that, you don't see any people, certainly, and you don't see any magic.
What about in this room over here? I mean, that's the room I came.
Yeah, it's the same principle.
Same
it's just there's a lot of detritus laying around. You can see the door to the outside is there. There might have been the remnants of what might have been a sort of reception desk or something, but it's destroyed. and it's in pieces, and the pieces are a little burnt and that kind of stuff. There's not real much to it.
So is this impossible? This desk came from the reception, the wedding reception?
No, it's like a reception desk. Like this might have been like a front office for some sort of business.
Welcome to the Thieves Guild.
Welcome to the Thieves Guild. Please
sign here.
Yes, sign here. Sign in, stranger.
Get your badge.
No, you think that before this was maybe this hall of these guys. This is looks like a warehouse of some sort.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's my move. So
okay. All right, cool. Beltran.
No,
Leonard. Don.
Oh, I'm sorry, Don. Leonard.
I take a 5-foot step back and I begin casting my second level summon monster. I want a small water elemental.
Water elemental. Okay. I don't even know if I have one of those. I'm sure I do.
He's going to go right there.
Okay. Where's he going to go? Right there next to that little stripe of flame?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, we will see if we can't get you a water elemental. And that's a full round action to summon, so...
Right, next round.
All right. Beltran, you're up.
Yeah, I'm just going to shoot the guy again, or try to.
You're going to kill him? As far as you know, this is the last one of these guys in here.
Keep someone alive.
Okay.
Your last?
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually going to put him here.
Okay. How many hit points on this dude?
17.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to try to use some diplomacy and convince him that he needs to surrender because we've made quick work of his other two companions and he's the only one left.
Okay.
So I'm trying to talk some sense into him.
All right. What do you say? Well, first of all, do you speak Qadiran or Kelishite?
I do not. I speak common.
Common. All right. So you're saying this in common.
Yep.
All right. So are you going to try diplomacy
Yeah.
or intimidate?
No, diplomacy. I'm trying to convince him that this is his best option.
Okay. So you just
this is his only option for survival. Yeah.
Do you put down your bow and sort of talk to him,
no.
or you're just like still like this and?
No, I'm still ready. But
okay.
Like I said, I'm not saying, hey, I'm going to kill you. I'm just saying, look, we've made short work of these two. Your best option for survival is to surrender, tell us what you know, and...
Or she's going to kill you.
All right.
I'll stand up and giggle.
So you just yell out, tell us what you know, stop fighting, tell us what you know, or she's going to kill you. And Lama just goes, rah, that kind of thing. Diplomacy check. So the guy is sort of backing up with his scimitar. You get the sense that he doesn't necessarily understand what you're saying. In fact, Kazir, you would probably glom onto this more quickly and think these guys have been speaking Qadiran and Kelishite. You're guessing that this guy doesn't understand what Beltran is saying. He looks frightened. He's got a scimitar in his hand. He's got a few wounds.
Well, since the only thing I've done is speak, and that's a free action.
Yep.
Then I'm going to do a called shot. If he does anything offensive towards anyone, I'm shooting. Since I've already got the arrow ready.
So you're going on a ready to action, which you can do if you just speak.
If he does anything offensive to anyone, I'm shooting.
Okay.
As soon as he makes the move. But if he's going to stay there and kind of back up and just wait, then I'm not going to shoot.
Okay. Kazir, the more you look at this guy, the more you are pretty sure he doesn't speak common.
Okay. And he was one of the ones that was speaking something close to, but not quite what I speak.
Well, he was speaking Qadiran, which is a version of Kelishite. So yeah. I mean, you can understand him. You understand most of what he was saying. Because this is the guy that was downstairs earlier, going back and forth from the two doors.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, wait a minute. If he was going back and forth, because you had mentioned that we heard him whispering. So I mean, did we understand that he was going from the window? Oh, I don't know where they are.
You guys didn't.
It was only Kazir.
And I'm assuming that he sort of was telling you guys what was being said.
Right.
Well, unless you speak Kelishite or Kadiran, if anybody has that besides Kazir.
Well, I mean, I'm not up there. I cast comprehend languages, but
right, and
I'm not up there.
That does everything. But
so the guy didn't understand me, but he knows I said something to him, and that I haven't shot yet.
Right. He does know that.
He knows that I'm ready, but I haven't shot yet.
So Kazir, I'm going to send you a message about what this. So he starts to talk. That guy says something, ostensibly to you, Beltran. And Kazir, you don't understand it because it's in Kelishite, but I'm going to send the message to Kazir and tell Kazir what he says.
Am I able to move? I'm sorry.
It's not your turn yet.
Okay.
It's my turn. You're next.
Okay.
Okay. Kazir, I'm sending you this message. Let me know if you got it.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. At which point, Beltran, this guy goes behind the pole and throws himself face down into the fire. And just throws himself prone into the fire. You can hear his scimitar just go ka-tink, tink, tink,
That'll purify him.
into the fire. Kazir, your turn.
I'm going to let everyone know that he's a zealot and he's sacrificing himself for his beliefs.
You do any? So that's a free action. Do you do anything? Try and get the guy out of there, or?
No.
Okay. So he's just you can see his clothing start to catch on fire. Lama and Nolan, what do you guys do? You see this, and you hear Kazir say, "He's a zealot. He's thrown himself in there to sacrifice himself for his beliefs." But Kazir just was like looking at. He's got his sword, scimitar in his hand. He's like, "I approve of this sacrifice," kind of thing.
How do I grab him by the leg and pull him out? What do you roll?
You got to do a grapple check.
Is that a CMB?
It is a C.
Yep.
Yes, he's got a CMD.
CMD versus his CMD.
And you're reaching into fire, which is a
Plus 10.
It's a -2. Since he's not that on, you're just sort of throwing your hand in there.
What do I have to roll?
Might take damage. 22.
My goal is to pull him out and throw him there in the corner.
All right, you will be able.
Your CMB's got to be better than that.
Then 5.
Plus 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, +5 for
It's your
strength.
base- It's your base attack plus your strength.
It was a +7, but I had to take a -2 on it.
She had to take a -2, and she's reaching
Oh,
fire.
okay.
You do, but a 22 is good enough. You do grab him, and you begin dragging him out of the fire. He's actively fighting against you. So you do. You both have now the grapple condition. You have him grappled. You can't get him out of the fire this turn because you just sort of fished around and grabbed him. But you do have him.
I can't pull him. All I can do is just touch him.
Well, you are pulling it. The round is only 6 seconds. So you had to reach into the fire. You sort of, and he's kicking. And you sort of grabbed his legs. Now you're starting to pull him out.
Kazir, he's not toast yet.
Okay. Nolan, you're up next.
These doors behind me.
Windows? Or
Yeah.
Hold on. No, they're windows and they're bricked up.
Okay, so there's basically nowhere to go in this little balcony area, right?
The only way off of it is back down the stairs.
Okay, Go ahead, Chuck.
Is that the same for the ones behind Beltran, or those windows that are bricked up, not doors?
Yeah, they are all bricked up,
Okay.
not doors. definitely windows.
Building was 2 stories.
Yep.
And the second story smaller.
So this is basically the second story what we're seeing here.
That's what it looks. That's what it feels like. Yeah.
Okay. No one's gonna go back downstairs. He'll just say.
Well, there's doors up here, you guys. Are those doors or windows?
Those are
windows.
windows.
Bricked up
Those
windows.
are all windows. Okay.
And they're bricked up, so.
No one's gonna say you guys can wrap this up. I'll go see what's happening downstairs.
Okay.
10, 20. That's one movement.
Okay. That'll bring you to here. You see a scimitar lying on the ground right there next to you.
Okay.
That's llamas.
I certainly won't touch that. So is this a door to the outside then? Right there?
Where? Yeah. So this is a double door to the outside, and then these are bricked up windows that are flanking that door.
There's the ones that Beltran Adams came from.
Have we dropped out of initiative?
No, there's still a combatant.
What's this?
The one next to me. Okay.
What's the thing on the side of the door here?
Hold on a second.
There's actually some on either side of it.
Good column.
Show me.
But yeah, are those columns on the other side of the door?
Yeah, well, they're like the backs of you. I mean, you remember that there were some sort of like support columns that were sort of in the stonework of the outside. Those are the other side of it. So imagine this building is built on like you build columns and then you put bricks in between each column, but the brick parts are smaller than are thinner than the column parts.
Column parts, right?
Architectural laughs. That's
Yeah. So those are like the columns that are the outs that are the ribs that hold the outside skin of the building together. You could shoot Leonard. That's a clear shot. Thread the needle there.
If I can see him, what's this in the corner here?
Where?
Is this just crap?
Random crap laying around.
Where's it? Oh yeah, like barrel. It's like a barrel.
Okay, how about there's an area here that's hidden from my sight? Is that
That's you're not sure what that is. You suspect it's the other set of stairs.
going up? So there's not. Is there a set of stairs going down in that area?
Both those go up.
No, there's no basement. It's just there was like two sets of stairs going up into the balcony. Those are the stairs that Beltran went up.
Okay, so that was one move. I'm going to do 10, 20. I'm going to do another move to get here, to get close to Leonard. And,
Okay. You do see that there is a patch of fire right here that is starting to ignite the floor. You look up and this liquid is leaking through the floor and down in this little line. It's like where two boards meet, and it's maybe not a great join, but that's where it's starting to pour into. There's more of it coming down too.
Is it burning wood too? Is it?
It seems to be maybe burning. I mean, you're not sure that it's burning the floor. It's sort of leaking through.
That's all I got. 2 moves.
Okay. Rindle, you're up. And then Leonard and Snapper.
All right, so we're trying to keep this guy alive, this last guy to speak.
Well, you see Lama sort of dragging him out of the fire. He said something in Kadiran, and Kazir said, this guy's a zealot. He's sacrificing himself. And Lama ran around there, grabbed his legs, and is now dragging him out of the fire. He's still alive. He's still kicking. He's trying to kick her.
Mm-hmm. All right. I speak Common Elven now. I don't speak Kadiran or Brother Joe. All right, so I'm going to assist her to. Does she look like she needs assist getting him out of the fire?
Well, she's got him. Essentially, she's got him grappled. And the next round, she's going to pull him away, provided that she maintains the grapple.
Yeah.
I don't know that you can assist her in a grapple. I guess you could go over there and do an aid, which would help her in her grapple.
I want to do that. I'm afraid if I cast even a small spell, I could accidentally kill this guy and make all her efforts for naught.
Well,
so.
you can aid another as you can do.
Yeah,
basically, you would have to do a CMB check, and if you got better than 10, that would give her +2 on her CMB check next time. It's basically you're assisting her.
Awesome.
Okay, so that was CMD as in David or B as in boy?
B as in boy is your bonus. So it's a D20 plus your CMB, your combat maneuver bonus.
Okay.
But you do have to step over there.
Okay. Getting as close as I can to support without setting myself on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and
What'd you get?
14.
14. All right, that's better than 10. Excellent. So to retain the grapple next turn, add +2. It basically
Actually,
Jennifer.
with that, I would probably add 2 to her CMD because next round it's going to be him trying to escape. That's going to be
either way, whichever she wants to work
against her CMD.
However she wants to work it.
Now I have to go into defense, basically. Is that right?
Well, he's going to try and break away. But,
so he has to use a CMB
He has to break my.
or an escape artist check to get out.
And I have a 19, so he's got to beat that.
He's got to beat a 19. So let me check. I think it's going to be escape artist, actually. No, he's going to use his CMB, which is not great, frankly. Okay. So Leonard and Snapper are up now.
So if I want to, though, I can use that +2 and make it a 21.
Right.
Yeah, you could.
Okay.
Then I have to roll a CFB to hang on to him for the next round and pull him out.
Nope. You don't have to roll anything.
If he doesn't,
you've got it unless he breaks it.
Yeah.
Hey, Doug.
All right. I'm going to avoid Leonard's arm movements or what have you while he's casting his spell. Bada boom, bada boom. Go down here and create 10 gallons of water right here.
Where are you creating that water?
On the fire.
Right here on that square.
You're going to create 10 gallons of water. Okay, so...
And Leonard, your water elemental shows up injured. Coming into this material plane was hell.
Why is he injured already?
I don't know why he's injured. Hold on a second. I'm trying to get a damn water thing in there. Stupid thing.
Well, I'm going to keep hitting that with create water. So, I mean,
all right.
If so anything, it might
There's a sploosh.
Okay. What does it do to the fire?
It puts it out.
Oh. Okay.
It puts it. It will put it out. Let me put it that way. All right. Let me check what the dealio is with this guy and his hit points. Oh, I screwed up the hit points. You said 17 hit points, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. There you go.
Hey.
All right, so he materializes in front of you and is all master. You speak Aquan, correct?
Yes, I do.
I knew you would. All right, what do you do with him?
I tell him drench. He has a special ability called drench. The element touch puts out non-magical flames of large size or smaller.
Okay, so where are you asking him to do this?
That whole stretch to begin with.
That whole stretch. So it takes a step forward. And then a jet of water just goes out of its thing and squirts out. It actually connects with the water that you've created, and it Snapper, and it grabs that water and sort of inculcates it and puts all this out. Sploosh, gone. Now there is still fire driblets coming through. It's not a lot, but there are still some. But it will. This whole area is now.
It should drop right where that. That's why I put that there.
Yep. It is dropping in basically right there.
So, Leonard, you basically just made Snapper feel impotent in less than, 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Well, I have started it already. So this is not magical flame?
No, it did put it out. So
okay.
You're not sure what it is. You're guessing that whatever it is that they've got going up in that cauldron, it's not actually blood or some sort of flaming blood magic.
Right.
It's probably some sort of blood-colored, crimson or red-colored oil. That they've got going on up there.
Because the one thing with the drench from the water elemental is that he can dispel magical fire as dispel magic dispel. So
gotcha. Yeah, no, it just splooshed it right out.
Okay.
Sounds like Thousand Island dressing.
Well, I'm going to instruct him to go upstairs and put out the fire upstairs too.
Yeah, that's what I was going to tell you.
Okay. All right. Beltran, you see Lama dragging this guy out. Rindle's over there helping her. You've got your bow and arrow ready. You could put the kibosh on their little plan right now.
I could. So they're wasting flames to do this?
Lama did, yeah.
I'm going to drench this guy right in front of Lama. That way there's no more flames around him.
Okay, so you're doing create water?
Yep.
All right, so you're doing create.
Where are you? Oh, I see you over there.
10 feet behind you.
By their stairs. You're on the opposite side of the fire. All right, thanks.
So at least there's no way they're going to get burned now.
Okay.
It's 8 gallons is what I can create.
8 gallons. So you just put
I'm
like
worried
8
about my
gallons like
pigtails.
right there.
Pigtails are very flammable.
Yeah, I'm just, like I said, put out the fire around where she's trying to pull him out of.
Okay.
I can. Whew. That sucks.
All right, so the water just goes sploosh down, materializes. It does put out some of that fire. It certainly makes your job easier. Your hands, Lamo, were a little blistery from grabbing this guy. But what it does more than that is keep this guy from taking any more fire damage. You look down at him, and he's obviously...
Give it up.
He's obviously taken some fire damage. His clothing, at least, is scorched and was somewhat fired. You can see on his exposed skin, out of his throat, and some parts of his face and his hands. He's blistered. And in some places, I mean, he hasn't been in there long enough to get 3rd-degree burns, but definitely there's some strong 1st and 2nd-degree burns.
Didn't your mother love you enough, boy? Give it up.
She didn't. So he's going to try and break the grapple. Rindle, you gotta jump. You could jump.
Yeah, guys, if we're in a place enough that they can live without me, I'm just really beat tonight.
That's no worries. You could jump off.
All right. Good luck, all. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
See you, Matt. Talk to you later. All right, so he is going to try and break the grapple. He's got to get a 21 or better. This is going to be a hell of a roll. All right, here we go. Here's his try. He does not break the grapple. So you have him, and by his legs, the fire is out, and you can drag him. Now you can, if you wanted to do damage to him, but you have some options here. Essentially you're going to be able to move him, which is dragging him out if you want to do that.
When it's my turn, right?
When it's your turn. So, Kazir, it is your turn.
All right.
Come over here, Silver Tongue.
I'm going to move over here since obviously she is intent on pulling this guy out to question him.
Yep.
So I'll be here to be the interpreter.
Okay. Cool. So you just go over there and you're just standing there and he's like, he's continuing to say things like, "Unhand me, you half-orc cretin! I'm trying to sacrifice myself. You can't do it." He's trying to get back into the fire and all this other stuff. Obviously a nut job, at least from Kazir, from your point of view. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I said, yeah, obviously a nut job.
He's a nut job. Lama, you're up, and Nolan as well.
All right, so I'm going to try and drag him out and pull him over to here.
Excuse me. No problem. You can drag him because you have him grappled. You can drag him essentially out of the fire and out onto the ground.
I'm going to ask Kazir. I'm going to ask him to explain that. Listen, we got other things to do. We don't care about this guy. We just want to figure out where our crap is, and he has a chance of seeing the dawn and telling the story of our massive destruction of his place.
Well, I'll let you know that he doesn't want to see the dawn. I'll try to get what I can out of him, but his life doesn't mean anything to him. Thus, the reason he dove into the fire to sacrifice himself. So
Lemo will look up at the ceiling and say, "Okay, then. You can choose to die really slowly and painfully through the rest of the evening."
For the rest of the evening. You could die for the rest of the evening, or you could, tell us what we want to know. We let you jump back in the fire. Everything's you're back in your business. So Kazir,
that's why I'm glad I'm on her side.
Kazir, after she tells you this, what do you actually say to the guy in Kelishite?
I tell him that my associate here doesn't mind if he sacrifices himself, but she doesn't want it to be that fast. So he can answer our questions, or I can let her have him.
He kind of looks at you and looks at her, and I mean, you trying? Is that almost an intimidate check?
Yeah, you want me to do an intimidate check?
Yeah, please.
Okay, hang on.
Are we out of initiative?
At this point, we have dropped out of initiative, although we're still sort of doing it.
I'm going over here to check out this scimitar.
Okay. Hold on a second.
And casting detect magic.
Okay. It is not magic.
I rolled a 12, crappy roll.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. It's kind of a crappy roll. He tells you back in Kalashite, or in Kadiran, which is like Kalashite, but you get the impression he's understanding you, and he's like, this female creature, I would never, the gods of fire would understand if she was to touch and soil me. I will sacrifice. It will just make my sacrifice that much greater. I do not fear you or any of these pitiful creatures.
My turn yet?
It was always your turn.
I find the biggest wound he's got, and I hold my finger up really slowly. You know how like you tickle kids, but you never really tickle them? And you go in a circle, and you go closer and closer, and then I jab it in there, and I'm going to roll an intimidate check too.
Okay.
She's not a nice person.
I don't intimidate him either, but I hurt him.
Okay. Yeah. So he does. He lets out. Ow! Screams in pain as you get him. It's actually his arrow wound. The arrow is still sticking out here, although the feathers are all burnt off. And you just sort of like reach out and sort of wiggle that arrow a little bit, and he's like, "Oh, this beast of a woman!" Kazir, you hear him say, "Get her off me! Get her off me!" Talking to you.
I'll tell him that it seems that she's just called for our healer to help him out, and that she apparently wants to make this last for a very long time. Now, my friend, I don't want to see you suffer like this. If you just tell us what we need to know, we can let you go.
Tell us where our stuff went.
And roll the intimidate.
And you can sacrifice yourself at your leisure. 27.
Oh, there it is. Natural 20. All right. He's like, I'll tell you anything. Just get her off me. Get her off me. I can't stand her touch.
Well, now let's not get hasty. Where are the items that you stole from the wedding?
I'll tell you everything. Just make her stop.
You're supposed to be telling me everything at this point. Once you've told me everything and we've confirmed it, then I'll get her to stop.
All right, they've already taken them away. They've taken them to Ibn Chadli's house. They've taken it to the mansion. We were hired to create havoc and acquire the things to spoil the wedding for Ramiz Ibn Chadli. His representatives have already taken the things we stole. They were waiting here when we got back.
And they've taken him, and this is out of character, they've taken him to whose house?
Back to, basically he tells you that they've taken the stuff back to this Ramiz Ibn Chadli's villa.
Oh, is this the jealous guy? That's the jealous guy, right?
That was the jealous guy, right. Good call. Bonus experience points for you, Jennifer. Hold on, I've got to mark that bonus. Yes, absolutely. So this Ibn Chadli was the original suitor for Lady Lejeune. He had made it clear that he desired her and wanted her to be his wife. He actually worked so Master Bashir is a merchant that had worked in various merchanting concerns for a long time, as was Ibn Chadli, and they actually worked together for several years, where one assumes that Ibn Chadli got a look at the very beautiful daughter and began to make designs. Ibn Chadli, while a wealthy merchant, is widely considered to be somewhat classless and untrustworthy. A bit faster and looser in his deals than Master Bashir always was. And so, the Lady Lejeune was just, he made his intentions clear that he wanted to marry her. He was very forthright about it. She was having nothing of it, but he'd always been very jealous and considered her to be, you know how it is. It's the jewel you cannot have and you cannot buy, which makes it that much more attractive. But yes, that's the guy that basically says he commissioned these guys, hired the cultists to pretend to be either guests or servants, get in there, create havoc, and steal the the artifacts for the Pathfinder Society. And what he would say is like, look, his guys were already waiting here when we got back with the one chest. They weren't happy that they didn't get them all, but they were happy to take what was taken. The chest was transferred to them, and they left immediately. They head down to a place called Avenue of the Phoenix, which is where Ibn Chadli's villa is.
Les, do I have hearing all of this going upstairs?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna
eventually. Yeah, you would go up there and check.
I'm gonna go up here and ask if, hey, do you guys? I hear you're interrogating this person or a person. You need the zone of truth.
I could just see like Snapper's head come up the stairs. Is like, hey, are you guys doing an interrogation? Yeah. You didn't wait for me?
Yeah.
So
I can hit you with a zone of truth.
I can hit him with a zone of truth. All right. Don, you're out too?
Yep.
Okay. All right, brother. We will I'll see you Friday if we don't talk before. Oh, Friday for lunch. I will see
Friday
you.
at 11.
Yeah, Friday at 11.
Hey, where's that at?
So this weekend is DICON. We are on Friday at 11. We are all meeting at Zapata's Mexican restaurant in Collinsville, right by the Gateway Center. We're gonna load up on tacos and margaritas, and then we're gonna go do some gaming. It's the DICON is the gaming convention, the summer gaming convention over in Collinsville.
What time are you meeting up there?
Between 11 and 11:30, I think.
Huh.
I think they open at 11:30.
They open 11:30?
I think so.
Okay.
So we're gonna go in there and get some tacos. The convention doesn't start until I think 2.
Well, some of it, the pregame stuff starts at noon, but the first session is at 2.
Yeah. So we're gonna go in there. We've already registered for most of our sessions. There's
some of our stuff, right?
So you guys are going to go get good and liquored up. So the old guys are going to show up all good and liquored up and ready to rock it too.
Well,
yeah.
3 or 4 margaritas is not liquored up. I mean, more like just a good base.
You're going to go pregame a con. Nice.
We might need to show up just to buy a few shots of Patron to add to your margaritas.
Hey, if you guys, so it's Zapata's in Collinsville at 11:30 on Friday.
Is this one of the ones that you're going to run a game, Les?
No. That's the one in October. I'm running 2 sections. I'm running, and so is Don.
And I was going to say, yeah, get him some Patron, and then everybody gets an artifact.
No, I'm not even actually running those kind of games. So Don's running at Archon, which is the one in October. Don's running 2 sections of Pathfinder Society stuff. He's playtesting Pathfinder 2.0. So he's already pre-ordered the rules. He's going to get all schooled up, and he's going to run a couple of sessions of that. I'm running a session of Weeby Goblins, the Paizo thing where you instead of playing characters, you play goblins. Trying to retrieve a big box of fireworks from a cannibal goblin. So that'll be fun. And then I'm also running a Battleground World War II variant rules called Arctic Thunder, where it's World War II miniatures. It's Soviet special forces in Finland trying to rescue one of their generals whose plane has crashed, but instead they've stumbled across a valley in which a bunch of ice trolls live. So it's Soviet special forces versus ice trolls. It's gonna be awesome, and you guys should come to the convention and play in my ice troll game.
So what's the damage on a Mosin Nagant?
On a Mosin, it's like I have to go back to the rules, but yeah, it varies. Against a troll, not very much. So theoretically, you would think that a couple. So it's like a whole platoon of special forces. Plus, they have armor support. They have a single tank that's come with them against something like 20 trolls coming from different directions. You'd think it would be a blowout, guns versus like hammers and rocks. No way. But But yeah, the Mosins and the small guns are not super effective. I mean, eventually effective, but you really have to pour some lead into them.
Okay, as an owner of and fire of a Mosin, I call BS.
Well, an ice troll is a big deal.
The shockwave from that rifle knocks people over.
Yeah, but it doesn't knock ice trolls over. They're 12 feet tall.
I'm going to bed. On that note, I'm going to bed.
All right, you turn it in. Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right, back to the game. All right, Don. Doug, we'll talk soon.
See ya. All right. Good night, everybody.
If you ever have the opportunity to feed Patron to Les, I think we have decided that the amount that would be required for Les to start giving up kick-ass magic items is extraordinarily expensive.
Maybe we'll have to go with.
That's why you spike the Patron with Everclear.
I am. Oh, good God! I'm widely generally known to be good with a glass, so I can handle it. All right, so
all right, see you guys.
Right.
See you, Doc. What were you saying, Chuck?
I'll translate. Let everyone know what he said. That as soon as they arrived back, there was the party waiting for the chest that they stole. And are we sure they only stole one?
They wanted, so the items were in two separate chests. They got one out the door because they had sort of like done it before anybody realized what they were doing. The second chest, the guy was running away with it, headed outside, and I think Lama attacked him, and I think Sven also attacked him and killed him before he was able to get outside.
Okay, so the one chest that they were able to steal,
mm-hmm.
the party was the receiving parties were waiting for it when they got here, and it's this jealous attempted husband guy, and his villa is what was that road name again?
It's called Avenue of the Phoenix. It's in the wealthier part of town. You are not in the wealthy part of town right now.
Right. So I assume, knowing Avenue of the Phoenix, this guy's name and his villa, we probably don't need any more information from this guy. So it's up to you whether you want to let him crawl back into the fire or whatever you want to do with him.
Quite honestly, although Lamb was chaotic, she is good. So if the guy wants to crawl back on the fire on his own, she'll let him. If you're happy, I'm happy. I'm done.
Okay.
No need to torture the man.
So you sort of let him go?
As long as he heads towards the fire.
He does actually jump back into the fire with a scream and lands in the middle. The flames kind of tower up around him, and you can hear him
It is jacked up.
Unmistakable smell of burning flesh.
Ew.
That very sort of like barbecue, porky smell of burning people comes up and fills the room, and you're just like, oh, that's a little rough. He eventually falls down into the oil, which flames up around him, and he actually catches on fire. He doesn't last too long in the middle of that flame. Now, that being said, not too more than about a minute later, this oil flame begins to die down as the fuel is running out, and it begins to sort of like burn itself out. Obviously his charred body is there, sort of in the middle. He's obviously dead. There's another charred body in there, the guy who was on the statue base, and you can sort of see as this goes out, you can see that statue is again there. It's a statue of, hold on a second. You can see that it is, oh, here we go. It is a statue of it's made of bronze, not stone, of a man with the head of a bull. Which those of you who are of the religious sort would recognize as Moloch, an archdevil.
Now, at this point, I think we can bail from this place, go back to wherever it is we're staying to rest up, and then we need to go and hit this villa.
Okay. Is that's what you guys do? You like just scoot out of here and head back into town to the Pathfinder. You're actually staying at the Pathfinder Lodge, the Kathir Lodge.
And we could probably hook some of the horses up to the cart and take it back to the guy if you guys wanted to.
Easily. I mean, these aren't like draft horses, but the
it's an empty carriage.
Yeah, the straps and whatnot are all there. I mean, you could hook 2 of them up there. It would be more than enough. The horses don't like it very much, but you can certainly do it, and then you can follow along behind. So yeah. Absolutely.
Then that way we could return the property to the guy whose daughter was getting married.
Master Bashir.
That guy, and let him know where his stuff has gone and get information about the villa, where it is, what its defenses are, because he probably knows this guy fairly well.
Right. Okay, so you do that. So I mean, are you going to go back to Master Bashir's tonight, or are you going to go home tonight?
We should ask Master Bashir to put us up.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Yeah, rest there.
Okay. So you go back to Master Bashir's. So even though it's closing in on midnight by the time you get there, the villa, Master Bashir's villa, is still very much a hive of activity. Most of the people have gone, so it's just the servants and stuff. But there are a lot of people like sort of milling around, cleaning up. Obviously, the people who have been injured were helped and sent home and that kind of stuff. The people who were the women who were hanging out with Beltran and Rindle actually stuck around, and when you guys return, they flock over to you. It's like, what happened? They want to hear all the stories and that kind of stuff. Master Bashir and some of his servants come out. They bring wine. He wants to know, what you guys found out. What did you find about the men who stole ruined my daughter's wedding and stole the artifacts that I was going to give to you? What did you learn, if anything? Did you find them? Did you find the artifacts? I see you found the wagon.
You tell him.
Yeah, we'll relate back to him that the dervishes were hired by Ali Abdoushbag or whatever that guy's name is.
Ramiz Ibn Chadli.
I'm pretty sure that's his name.
Yeah, that guy.
Now on.
That's my street name.
And that as soon as they returned to their lair, his people were there waiting to take the chest that was stolen to his villa. That the dervishes in attendance have all been killed, including the person who claimed to be the High Curator or whatever his title was.
Mm-hmm.
So that at this point we need to rest up and then go to the villa and attempt to retrieve the chest that was stolen.
Ramiz, I'm saddened to hear that. I had always assumed that Ramiz understood that my daughter was not interested in him in a romantic way. He pressed the suitorship for many years. He tried to win her over, sometimes by deception and sometimes by gifts and trying to think. He just could not understand that he was not the sort of man that my daughter wished to marry. And now his jealousy has come to this, where he would stoop so low as to ruin her wedding and try to injure and kill my guests. There were 3 people killed tonight, friends of my daughter, guests of mine, who now and I've been and now the entire event is soiled by these injuries and deaths. It's going to be an embarrassment, a stain on my reputation. He goes, that is none of your concern. Obviously, you have done as much as you can here. You will stay with me. And he claps his hands, and servants come out, and he's like, ensure these people have all that they need: food, drink, and comfortable rooms to stay in. You will have everything you need. You will lack for nothing. You are my guests tonight, and my people will protect you. But we will go see this Ramiz first thing in the morning. We will go see him, and we will demand that he recompense us for this. And you could see him sort of talking to his guys. He's like, gentlemen, prepare my armor and weapons. I leave with these people in the morning, these pathfinders in the morning, to go see Ramiz Ibn Chadli to exact the revenge for what he has stolen from us tonight. And this old guy is just like sort of stomping around. He's still livid about this whole thing. But the servants come over and are like, will you follow us? We will bring you to your rooms. And they provide you rooms that are very comfortable within the main house. The horses and wagon are taken back to the thing, but they bring you into the main house. There are several outbuildings and guest houses and things like that, but they bring you into the main house, provide you rooms, soft beds, clothing and robes to change out of your thing. Servants take your armor and weapons away for sharpening and cleaning and laundering of your clothing. So that it'll be ready for you in first thing in the morning. Food and drink is brought to you, and it's actually where you guys are in. It's sort of a suite of rooms around a centralized hub room, sort of almost like a conference room, and they bring all kinds of food and drink into there, some of which you recognize as being similar to what was served at the wedding, perhaps leftovers. And they bring in there, and you are provided with anything that you need. Is there anything special or specific that you guys require before turning in for the evening?
I want my dress back.
You want your dress back? Well, it's they you went down to the guys fighting and you slapped your armor on over your dress?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I had to turn a little shorter and whatnot, but
okay. So they will take that from you, and then they provide like silk robes for you to dress in, and they'll say we'll have this repaired and cleaned and provided to you. It will be ready for you first thing in the morning. We will work.
Shorten it up to thigh length and take off the ridiculous sleeves and
and make it more of a tunic.
That's right.
A sexy tunic.
Uh-huh.
Got it. All right. They were like they bring a tailor in who's like, tell me exactly what you want me to do, and I will do it. And he does. And you tell him these things, and he's like, I will see to it forthwith, and scuttles off into the bowels of the manor house.
Yeah, I want to see the tailor's face when she explains why she wants specific changes made, because it was a little tight when she was gutting someone like a fish.
She doesn't want to get bound up.
Yeah. And I know my backswing when I took that guy's head off at the shoulders was a little pinched.
Exactly. You could be a tailor. You have a second coming here, Kazir.
The gentlemen of the southern reaches of the inner sea are very familiar with quality wearables. Kazir, you may not wear the best finery every day, but you certainly recognize it when you see it. Does anybody else need anything from Master Bashir's servants before turning in for the evening?
I don't.
Beltran?
At some point, we need to discuss how we convince Master Bashir to stay home.
Beltran found the women were still there for him, so he's good.
He's already gone. So
he's already gone. Whatever, you guys. See you.
Nolan, what about you?
Gordon is snoring.
Nice.
So he is all he needs.
No. He just said he's listening.
Oh, okay. So he's like, what? Nolan, do you need anything from Master Bashir's servants?
That would be no.
Okay. All right. So the night passes comfortably. You have everything you need. But at dawn the next day, just after dawn, servants knock on the door and gently say, Master Bashir wishes to meet you for breakfast before you embark on the expedition into the city. His expectation is you will be down in 20 minutes. And you look over, and in the night, people have entered the rooms quietly, so you guys did not wake up, and you see your armor, weapons, and any clothing that you've had cleaned and altered are lying in very neat stacks on the little sideboards near where you were sleeping. There were people in there. You heard nothing. But you look and your armor is cleaned and repaired, and any blood spatters have been expunged. Your weapons sharpened and cleaned. Everything is immaculate. Lama, you look at the dress. The dress has been tailored precisely in those ways in which you have described. And not only that, they have put bits of lace and filigree and ribbon in areas where they would be decorative but not constrictive.
I giggle and do a pirouette. And then
it's excellent work. In the meantime, servants come in, bring big samovars of tea for you as you are preparing to meet with Master Bashir. And they're like, Master Bashir will meet you in the main room. Breakfast will be served momentarily. Please come in at your earliest convenience. And they depart, leaving the tea in each of your rooms.
I'm going to whisper to everyone around me that we don't really want this guy to come with us, do we?
No, but it's going to be a very delicate touch to get him to stay here.
Maybe we want his daughter.
We can't make it seem like we don't want him to go because he's 70 years old. We need to make it seem as if he has a more vital role to play here.
That sounds better.
All right. So, do you guys go down to breakfast?
Yeah.
All right. So you enter this main sort of eating area, and this little conference room in which your rooms have been sort of surrounded. You get down, and the room that you go into is probably twice the size of that room. There's art on the walls. There is a long oval table that you guess could probably conveniently seat 40 people. At one end of it is clustered a big tower of cut fruits, and there are various kinds of breakfast foods, bread, fried potatoes. All of these things are sort of there. They're steaming, and servants are going back and forth. And you see Master Bashir is now completely decked out in this very ornate, probably silver, actual silver, not mithril, but silver. Chainmail. He's got this big conical helmet on, also silver. It has these like green pennants coming off of it, and and he's got like a couple of his servants are like helping him sort of like strap in. He's pulling on gauntlets. He's like, do you think I should use the locked gauntlet? And I don't in case if someone tries to knock my scimitar out of my hand, my tulwar, I don't. Probably the locked gauntlets. Yes, bring the locked gauntlets. Get rid of these, that kind of thing. And, you have servants scurrying back and forth, and they're bringing over things. Some of them are strapping on those, like, shin guards, which are ornate and have, like, flowers decorated on them, also silver. And he looks over, he sees you guys, he's like, greetings, good morning. I hope you passed the night well. Please, sit down, eat. We have much to do. We will have a busy morning as we go to Ibn Chadli's and retrieve those artifacts that were stolen, my stolen property. Please, eat, take your fill. We have much to do. And then he goes back to his guys who are sort of like, putting these things on. One guy brings out, and you're getting pretty quickly that Master Bashir's entire armor package is sort of in silver and green because they make this big cloak out once he's had the thing, and they're like putting it on, and he's like, no, not yet, I got to put the other pieces on, and all this stuff, and he's just back and forth, and they bring out this big tulwar style scimitar, which is probably 5 feet long. It's nearly as tall as he is, and he's like, hand it to me, and he's like, taking some swings, and it's obvious that it's way too heavy for him, but he doesn't want, but he's like grunting with the effort of it. He doesn't want to, especially he's looking over at you guys when he sort of takes a few practice swings, and he's like, excellent. And he's got this big baldric on the back of his thing. I'm assuming you guys go and avail yourself of the food while all this is going on.
Yeah, I'll sit down and eat breakfast.
There's tons of stuff. Servants immediately swarm over to you, and they're like, we have tea, we have coffee from Tian Sha, we have we can bring wine, and there's wines and ales, that are watered, your breakfast wines basically, that kind of stuff. And they keep, the servants are very solicitous in bringing you all kinds of different things, more of this, more of that, rashers of bacon, eggs, potatoes, sliced tomatoes and mangoes and things like that, all kinds of crazy foods. So pretty soon they have Master Bashir sort of wrapped up, and he's in his armor. He can't really sit down very well in this armor, so he sort of like, they sort of bring this sort of like stand up behind him. He kind of leans backward. He's got this big baldric on. He has to take that off and hand it off to somebody. He's like, don't lose that. I'll need it momentarily. And he begins sort of taking some wine, and somebody brings him a big like sort of pipe, which is filled with this very fragrant tobacco, and they put a coal from the fire on there, and he's like puffing away and drinking his breakfast wine. He's like, so I hope you've been able to, even though I know that you were quite tired yesterday, and I hope that you've formulated some decent strategic plans for how we should go at the villa of Ibn Chadli's villa. Have you considered how we might breach the walls or the gates so that we may enter and challenge him immediately before he has a chance to do anything untoward with the artifacts.
Well, that's what we need to discuss. I expect that you have information about the villa, its fortifications, possibly its complement, things of that nature.
He nods sagely. Excellent. I knew that you were strategic about your thing. Not just guys who would go straight to the front door of some sort of battle. I knew that you.
At this stage, we all kind of like cover our eyes, look at the floor, and kind of
Right.
Like, oh shit. Yeah.
Look up at the sky. What a lovely cloud.
I've been to Ramiz's villa on several occasions. He has a wall and a barred gate. His guards are adequate. He tends to be cheap when it comes to his own personal protection. Within the villa, within the walls of the manor itself, there's the main house. He has an outbuilding for wagons and horses, although it's obviously not quite as extensive as mine. He has a gardener's hut, some storage areas, and then a guest house or two in the back. One thing that marks his area is Ramiz, well, historically, or at least the person he bought the villa from, was quite devout, and there was a chapel in the back, in the rear area of the manor grounds. I don't know that Ramiz is very spiritually inclined himself, but I do know that he used the chapel as an office, a business office for those business. He keeps warehouses in his offices, his primary offices in town, but he did do quite a bit of business in that chapel in the rearward efforts of a thing. My guess is that by the time we breach the gate, he'll either be in the main house or he will be in the chapel, would be my guess. So as far as the gate's concerned, I think, considering the strength, our strength is in numbers. I've provided for a small battering ram. The six of us ought to be able to push it down quite easily. I don't suspect he thinks that I suspect that he believes that his secrecy is yet holding and doesn't know that we're on us and won't have any significant additional protection at his gate. If we go down there, we could push the gate down and challenge him and call him to the question. I think that's the way to go. I've arranged for a small battering ram which we can use.
Well, I think that there's probably a better way.
A different strategy, you say? I'm quite interested. Please, expound.
Well, it is possible that he hasn't added any additional guard, and that he thinks his anonymity is secure.
It's possible. It's quite possible. He is quite. He fancies himself a strategist of note.
But in cases where there is a force of any kind behind a secured position, it's oftentimes better to lead a small but tactical group to go in quietly and secretly, as opposed to making the battering ram to the front gate method.
I see your point. An excellent observation. You know, the more I think about it, the more I can't help but believe that you might be exactly right about this. Gentlemen, take the battering ram back to the armory. I want ropes and grapnels brought here, 3 to 4. Plus, bring one with some knots in it. It's been a while since I've climbed. I might need a bit of a boost. Perhaps I should bring one of my servants for that. That's a good idea.
Given our group, I think that we have methods that won't require even that.
It's true. Miss Lama up there, she seems quite strong enough to even throw me over the wall, let alone give me a boost. Excellent observation. I commend you, sir.
Here's what I would suggest.
I'm going to say, because you're at this point, now that's a great idea.
I trust it won't come to that.
Here's what I would suggest.
I'm great at launchings, not so good at landings.
You have at your disposal people who fit in well in the area, correct? Your manservants, your.
Oh, indeed, my servant, my cadre of servants is a rival to even some of the nobles of Kathir.
So what I would like to suggest is that you remain here as the general of this operation. You control the people who are under your authority. We go as a small strike group. You have your people in the area to provide you with reports and feedback. That way, if we encounter any issues, we can have them report back to you. And then if necessary, you can come with the cavalry and, of course, yourself.
Right. He needs to, we tell him he needs to be the backup because we need someone competent like
Because
him.
obviously we need someone with experience in leadership and a general's attitude, such as yourself, to remain here and control the operation. If we get word back to you that we're in trouble, then you'll be able to bring the full force of your people to bear.
Ah, interesting. Perhaps roll a diplomacy check.
Oh boy. And I am
21! Holy cow, that's excellent.
Oh, well, good. Then I didn't roll that because even with the robes, I only have a +3.
Yeah, I'd chime in and start helping him.
Get him, Beltran.
You know, there's merit and there is merit in what you say. Perhaps I can be more of use here. Although I must admit, I had quite looked forward to being amongst you in the van to bring the fight to Ramiz. I've always mistrusted him, but his business dealings and mine have coincided on many occasions, and there was a time when I felt that he might make a good husband to my daughter. But I see that he has gone awry. As far as my own involvement, perhaps you are right. Perhaps I should stay back and coordinate efforts and ensure that should you come to any difficulties, that there is a larger cadre of men and material available to you at a moment's notice. I see the wisdom of this plan. You know, I see the wisdom of this plan. We will do it your way. Servants, come. I won't be needing this. I will require set up a command post. What we will do is I will send one of my mages with you, my junior mages. He will stay backward from the thing, but if you give him a signal, he will contact me with a message spell, and we will immediately tell me the situation, and we will immediately deploy reinforcements as per your needs. Will that suffice?
That's
a great idea.
Solid plan.
Excellent. I think this plan has merit. It is better than what I thought. I have to agree. I am so glad that the Pathfinder Society has saw fit to bring you here for the wedding and for this. Having tactical expertise on site, I think, is...
every time he says that, all of us are like trying to keep from laughing. We're all like...
That's exactly what I was thinking. The chaotic side of Llama is just dying to get in here and stir the pot, just to laugh.
So Llama's sitting there eating some fried potatoes with a face that looks like this?
Pretty much.
I think all of us are pretty much doing that.
All right. Well, see, so he has bought into your idea. He brings out this sort of junior, half elvish. This is one of my mages. She will assist you. She will be my contact in the round. I will send obviously I will send bodyguards in case of fisticuffs to ensure that she's there. But if you would signal her in any way, and she will have a message spell going in either direction, who should be in contact with. With Madame Lama?
No, Kazir, by all means.
With Kazir. With the Master Kazir. Indeed. I think that makes sense. It is good. And Bashir comes over to Kazir and puts a hand on your shoulder, sort of like this. Kazir, it's good to have a countryman here, sort of leading this operation. No offense to any of your friends, but they're not from the Eastern Kingdoms. They don't understand our ways, and I'm just glad that you'll be in charge of this operation. Thank you again.
I'll pat him on the back and cast Llama the dirtiest look I know how to throw.
Anyway, time is wasted. Have you had your fill of breakfast?
A wink at Beltran and giggle some more.
Then let us bell this cat in his own lair. To Ramiz's, Avenue of the Phoenix. Off with you then. Let us set up. And so he, mage and a couple of bodyguards come with you, and again, there's the horses have been provided. They're sitting outside, all ready to go. You have handlers there who are like, help you mount, that kind of thing, and get everybody mounted, and off you go to the Avenue of the Phoenix. It is about 10 o'clock in the morning. When you leave, you will arrive there probably at around 10:30 as you go into the city, and that is where we will start with B Team the next time we play.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Awesome gaming tonight.
Very much. The next B Team, or are we playing next week?
We are definitely playing next week, but I believe it is it is an A team game. Hold on, let me. I'm getting the thing.
And I'll try to get all the level up stuff as far as the animal companion is concerned. I'll try to get that to you well in advance of next week. But
perfect.
Because I have Thursday night league is off tonight, so I'll have an extra day.
Oh, you know what? No game next week because of DICON.
Okay.
We will resume with 13C on the. Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong thing. We will reserve. Oh, you know what? There's no game the week after, so this is the last night that we play for 2 weeks. So the next game we'll have is on the 24th of June. It is scheduled to be an A team game. Our next B team game is scheduled for 1st of July, Sunday, July 1.
Man,
Well, that gives me lots of time to get my level up stuff done.
You got some time. So that's about a month from now.
Yeah.
And you want to get? We need to send you character sheets from our level up characters, right?
Yes, definitely.
Gordon do that for us already? Because I think ours are done.
I believe he did. I believe he put them into the Dropbox.
Cool.
And I'll email you about the animal companion once I decide on one.
Perfect.
So we can nail that down.
Yep.
I think he wants to use a storm giant.
Yes.
As an animal companion?
I would like an ice giant as an animal companion.
All right.
No problem. And
All right,
Gordon,
guys.
Jennifer, Mike. Mike, were you planning on doing any DICON next weekend?
No.
Can't do it? Okay. But Gordon, Jennifer, if you want to meet us for lunch, absolutely you're welcome. I don't know what the cost on day of to go in and check it out would be, but
We're camping that weekend, and
are you?
Marley's bringing the boyfriend home to meet the family. Our second daughter, so it's a big
Oh,
moment.
Marley? She's got a new boyfriend? Good for her. Did she get a new job at a different restaurant too? You guys are muted, by the way. Muted. You guys are muted.
She and her boyfriend both got full-time positions at this phenomenal restaurant.
Where's now? Is it here in St. Louis or is it somewhere else?
No, it's up in Sonoma Valley, just north of San
Oh,
Francisco.
no kidding. Awesome. Good for her.
Very,
Congratulations.
very impressive. The two of them are having a lot of fun with life, and they're going to breeze in next weekend. So we're going to have, it's going to be camping right into Marley time. So it actually works out good. We're not gaming.
Oh, that's fantastic. All right. Well, please extend to her my congratulations.
Well, thanks. I will, Les.
All right. Cool.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night, you guys. Good gaming. I will see you in 3 weeks.
Yep.
Cool. All right.
Night.
Later, dudes.